Oh, dude, that's gonna be lit. No, you kill it with the vlogs and stuff. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
my mom watches your YouTube videos. When you used to do the vlogs, she loves your personality. I'm telling you.
No, I'm definitely doing that though, for sure,
Okay,
for
let's
sure.
go
We
here.
still haven't even heard anything about it. Like, it's about to be that time. It's about to be like 11 days away.
All right. Well, let's talk. He's live. I guess we just wait until people get here. We'll just bullshit. Like I said, really ain't nothing to it, dude. I don't really have like a direction I want to go, dude. I kind of just want to just kind of freelance it, and we just kind of talk about the league, talk about like the matchups and stuff that's been happening. Nothing too crazy, honestly.
Hey, when you call something Bubba talk, it could be about anything.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Just bullshit, man. I don't really have a preference on anything. Then let me make sure this is up. All right, we're good. Guess we just wait now, man. But nah, dude, I was gonna ask you, Harris. Dude, so with the 2K Lab stuff, so like they just hit you up basically and was just like, hey, like, yo, can you do this for us, do this for us, whatever, and then that was it. I've always
Basically.
I wanted to work with them so bad, dude. That's so crazy.
So Matt and I have been kind of buds for the past 2 seasons, kind of ever since COVID started, when like I started making my stats more public.
Mm-hmm.
So him and I have just like sent graphs back and forth to each other, and I think we just had, obviously he's always been in my stream, so I think the mutual respect was there, and then obviously me being on the league broadcast this year, I think it's a great fit for both of us. Plus like all we want to do is just bring on league players to like teach people how the game works. I feel
Yeah, I
like there's
seen
such
Wolf
a
on there.
big, yeah, like Wolf's a great teacher. Like he teaches the game as well as anyone. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of YouTube content nowadays is just people being like, "Wow, look at this build," or "Holy cow, look at this wager." It's like there's still a lot of people out there that don't know how to play, myself included. So I feel like it's a good fit.
I wonder how they help with the Pacers, like actually what they help them with, like dynamics and stuff like that.
Oh man, the analytics pages that they have sent to me and like the graphs and the matchups and stuff. Like, I mean, Dayfri knows they worked with you guys for, I don't know what they did last year. I
They
know
did,
it's
yeah.
season three, right?
Season three. So what they did for us in season three was pretty crazy. So like, they would do scouting reports and stuff. But they would give us like these like crazy stats, right? Where
Hmm.
they would just be like, so we played the Hawks, right? And Styles was playing power forward, and like one of the stats was Styles gave the most corner threes out of every power forward. So it was like that was like one thing. And then whenever we made the finals, they had whole shot charts for Charlie, like the whole midi, like where he wanted to go, like his spots where he passed that, like it was so, like they really did really good for us last year.
They're just great. They just know what they're doing, and I think that in this community, just having anybody who like actually is like professional and knows what they're doing and makes money is very impressive to me. I mean, their YouTube channels and like their subscription fees and stuff, like they run a real business, and that was really like attractive to me.
Nah, dude. Whenever they did the lessons, I think Wolf, like they had Wolf on there, Ramo was on there. I think Shump, when Shump was still in the league, was on there, dude. They got so much fucking business, man. It was crazy how much business they got.
They're great.
How do y'all feel about Shump getting back into Proam?
I mean, dude, he's good at the game, man. I was his teammate, right? Like I was there. I think he's great at the game. I just don't know where his mind's at, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if like what's gonna happen. I don't know what the league's gonna do with him. Like I said, it's kind of like the same thing with Ant. Like I don't really know what's gonna happen. DJ Money too, another guy that like you just never know.
Dude, people ask me all the time, like, "Oh, do you think Shump should be let back in the league?" And I have no idea how to answer that question.
Dude,
Like, it's not up to me, but it's also like he's really good at the game. Is he a
that's
better? I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's such a strange topic.
such a weird thing, man.
I didn't really watch like season one like that. Like when I was starting to go for the league, before prior to season three, 2K19 I believe, and he was a pure lock. Like he used to like really run that shit. Like he used to really like hoop, post draft with duck and stuff like that, doing shit that people weren't doing on pure lock. So I respect his game. It's just is he gonna get back in the league?
Anybody to have played a full season, he still has the highest points per game of any player ever. He is amazing that year. I mean, obviously he had the stupid
Shot
like
slasher.
slasher bill, but
Yeah, shot slasher.
dude, he averaged 33, 8, and 5 on that build with a steal and a half and 2 blocks a game. Like he was dominant.
No, he played both sides of the ball. That's why he was
Yeah.
good. And like I'm telling you that Wizards team in season 1, like they probably had the best team on paper when it comes to like comp players. Like they had Jin on that team, like Jin Sanity. They had Reese. They had JT obviously, and they had Gilly and like obviously Shump. But dude, like when I came into the Wizards, bro, I definitely thought we were like going for a championship, like season 2. And obviously what happened, but it was like, damn, dude. Like I thought for sure, bro, it was a ship. Like when we came in, because Shump was one of those guys that like no matter what, he was always in the play, like on both sides. Like it didn't really matter. Dude, he was.
We need Gilly back in the league, man. Gilly season 2 is a double machine. Throw back to season 2 with you at the power forward and Gilly at center, and him just constantly pulling down like 15 and 18 every night.
Nah, Gilly was good, dude. He was the only thing I didn't like about Gilly was like I couldn't put him anywhere on defense. Like on the corner, he'd get fucking dotted or whatever. But like, dude, on offense, there's dead zone god. Like literally AA Junior. Like I'm telling you, guy was just a rebound monster, bro.
Who's your guys' lock season 2? I forget.
User pick.
It was user pick, right?
Chill on my guy.
Pre-disaster user pick, dude. User pick season 3 was still like just horrible. So bad.
Know what's funny? I haven't seen user pick on Twitter, ever since the end of season 3. But he be joining spaces. Like he joins spaces and like lurks, and he just be around, but he doesn't like really tweet or interact or anything like that.
Dude, Pick is one of those guys. He's older, dude. He's like 30, he's 31, and he's just like dude, he's a good guy. Like that's all I can really say about him. Like obviously stick skill wise, he didn't really work out, but like, dude, he's probably one of my favorite teammates. Just like how he handled himself. He tried to like every day was on time. Like, dude, we would try to work on stuff. It's just like sometimes, bro, it's like
sometimes the talent isn't there,
And like
that's what it is.
And I feel like I don't know, dude. I feel like he is good enough. I don't know. It's tough, dude. And then he went to the Sixers, and they had the the crazy season, so there's no telling there. But
well, that kind of brings me to something from this year. I was talking to this with a lot of people. I don't know how you two feel about this because you obviously played against everybody, but man, talent-wise in the league, I feel like we might just be like I feel like we're just going to recycle 50% of the league this year. Like, I just feel like there's 50% of the people in the league that are probably just going to be gone and we may never see them again. This is a very strange year talent-wise.
Yeah. I feel like with like people returning in the league, I feel like you have to have a huge impact if you're not a point guard, if you're not a center. So it's usually like point guard, lock, center that gets retained, but not a lot of locks get retained if you think about it. So it's kind of like you really have to like show out if you want to get back on the same team.
No, I was gonna say that. Yeah, the thing is with that, it's like I think the centers like the thing with me, like we talk about locks. Obviously, you play locks, so you understand. But like on centers, I feel like centers are like kind of on the the guys that have been average for the last 3 years, 4 years. Dude, it's over with, right? Like there's no way there's still. There's guys that have been in the league that I feel like they've been average at everything. Average at defense, average at offense, average at rebounding. And, like, I think center has the most job security, but I feel like this year is, like, the one where, guys actually basically stop getting traded for and stop getting retained. So we'll see.
There's a lot of guys this year that are going to be unretained for the first time.
Yo, Wolf.
I kind of slammed this when I was doing it on my stream. But, like, so when we were doing, like, protections and retained, the guys who we ended up, so obviously you do the 3 protected and the retained if this is like a normal expansion year. Like the guys who we have that would need to be retained on the other side, we had underrated GOAT, Goofy, J Money, Follow, Killy, Crown or Pete, Nate Call, Slay, Charger, Saint, Chaos, B Rich. Like we had like a lot of really talented names that are just going to be in like after the expansion draft. So I don't know, man. It's a tough year for league pros, man. You guys got served a lot of trouble this year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's like at the same time you gotta look around your team and ask yourself like, am I top 3 on the team, or are they just trying to throw me under the bus? So.
What happened to you guys this year, Crush? I had you guys winning the title. I had you winning DPOY. What happened?
That's a good question, Crush. I want to hear about this. What
happened?
So the most simplest way I could put it is that we just couldn't figure it out, bro. Like literally,
Gabe, I appreciate the reset, brother.
every single day we would try, and it just didn't click. We just didn't work as a unit. A little bit had to do with like certain players not knowing the game. Like I said, I would love to come back to Sacramento. I would love to play with Mama. I feel like he's one of the best players, if not the best player in the league, if he really get on his shit. But just every day, man, we just couldn't figure it out as a group. And I know you probably think it's more to it, but it's really that. Everybody comes in and works.
That's kind of what it seemed like.
For.
But it seemed like you guys all year were like frustrated that you couldn't figure it out because you guys kept looking around. You're like, holy shit, look at the talent we have here. Why isn't this easier? And then when you guys lost the game against the Hawks, I was like, all right, what are we doing?
That was crazy, Chris. That was crazy.
Yeah, no,
it's like a 13-game losing streak.
It's just certain things. You know how it is, Dayfri in the league. Some days you're good, some days you're bad, and it's all about executing. I feel like we was prepared, to hoop for the most part. We was one game out the playoffs. We should have won a couple earlier games. Should have made it further in the tip-off. But I don't know, man. We just couldn't figure it out. Like all 5 players together. Everybody was good at what they did, but as a group, we just wasn't good.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Kind of like
that's fair.
I feel like a lot of teams are like that, right? Like you've seen it down the stretch with the Raptors, right? Obviously they went 16-0 in season 3, but like down the stretch, I feel like they started playing for individual stuff, and I feel like that's kind of what happened with y'all. I don't know. I feel like y'all didn't really have a spot for Yusuf. I feel like he didn't really know what he was gonna play. Y'all didn't really have a spot for Majestic either. They're kind of the same player. They're swing players. So like. For like you, Crush, it was like I don't know, man. It was one of those things, man. I definitely thought we were gonna see y'all down the road and won at least a tournament or something, bro. Cause like Mama, you like that's like one of those. It's like damn, like no way, right? And I remember we scrimmed y'all I think early in the year, bro. Y'all fucking popped us, bro. I'm talking about y'all popped our shit, and I was like, all right, bro. And then I remember I watched one of y'all's games, and I was like, oh, dude, they're scrim warriors. We're good. Like it was just one of those things, but like I don't know, dude. It was like. I just felt like y'all's offense was so much better in, like, I guess, scrims. And that's not, like, no shot at Mama, no shot at Seam, whatever. But I feel like an offense, like, dude, I remember we played y'all one time and C gave us, like, 35, I think, like, in a scrim. And I was like, holy shit, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's what you could basically say. We were more scrim warriors this year than anything because I felt like we knew our defenses. We were on point in scrims. But when we got, when it's time to execute and it's just like what's going on, like everything's just breaking down and it was just bad. It was just bad. I really don't know what it was. We just couldn't click. That's all.
Oh, dude, Saint just said something in my chat, dude. Like obviously, I think we talked about the T-Wolves, right? Like them kind of getting bounced when they did, bro. I remember we played the T-Wolves in the trailer. Before the playoffs, like the
95-degree trailers.
Oh, dude, we played them in the trailers, and like I think Kai had 7 steals one game, 35 against us, like, and it was like, dude, there's no way. Like if we see the T-Wolves, I mean, they should never lose, right? And then we watched them play the Warriors, and we were like, we couldn't believe it, bro. We were like, oh my god, they're gonna lose. And like, whenever we seen them get out of like, this just sounds bad, but like whenever we seen them out of the playoffs, it was like, oh, dude, like I don't really think there's a team that can fuck with us. And
the T-Wolves just ran into the evil empire, Dayfri. They ran into Warriors gaming squad.
Thank God, bro. Another thing, too. Thank God I didn't see fucking Keena again, bro. Like, I did not want to see him in the finals again. That kid is a nerd, bro.
He has to be the most annoying person to play against in a big game because he's going to kill you in, like, the most annoying ways possible. Just, like, stabbing you in the back, couple slashes here and there. He's annoying as hell.
He just figures it out. Like, he just figures it out. Mid-game, if they lose the first game, he'll figure out the second game. But I got a question for you, Mr. Dayfri. What was it like preparing JBM and Jack and B Rich for the stage?
For like Jack, Brandon, I guess Justin too, like all those guys, bro. Like to be honest, like they kind of kept me more level than everything. I think Justin was more prepared probably than anybody. Jack thought it was just funny. Like he just loved seeing the other team, man. He loved, like, he could look over and see who he's playing. Like, I remember we were playing the Knicks, bro, and, like, no offense to Duck, any of those guys, but, like, he looks over to me, he's like, bro, it's fucking Duck on Quack. And it's like, he's like, we're not fucking losing, bro, like, whatever. And it's like, so, like, whatever, dude. I feel like it was just one of those things, like, and then I remember, like, we were playing Splash, right, from Justin. And Justin's like, you know, he gets a steal on Splash, and he's like, bro, he's fucking 5'5". He's fucking stomping and shit. It's like shit like that. I feel like that shit just played into our hands. Like, everybody thought that we were gonna be like, oh, the stage this, stage that, and it was like, dude, it was like whatever, bro. Literally, wasn't nothing to it. Like, and I remember like Brandon. I think Brandon was like the most calm out of everybody. When we were like in game 1 of the Jazz, like I talked about this on the podcast with Scott. But, like, we're, like, dude, we were fucking boxed. I was playing, like, shit. Rio was dogging me out. Jack was, like, fucking 5 for $1 million. And I told Jack, I said, dude, start throwing the quick rap to Brandon. Let him just make a play. And fucking Brandon Green's, like, I think 5 shots in a row, had 15 in the third. And he looks at me, he's like, it's like riding a bike, bub. And I was like, what the fuck? So that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I didn't really have to do shit, bro. They kind of just did their own thing. And, like, oh, man, dude. Brandon, that kid's a killer, though. Like, I know a lot of people didn't talk about Brandon this year. But, like, Harris, I know you have the advanced analytics. You know how efficient he was and the shit he does. But, like, dude, that motherfucker's a dog, bro. Like, he really went crazy.
It's crazy because B-Rich, like, we didn't have a lot of, like, real pure sharps this year. A lot of our 2 guards in the league this year were all these, like, crazy combo guards and dribble heads and whatever, like, people trying to make their own shot. And then you just had B-Rich, man, who basically played the Klay Thompson never dribble rule. And if you ever did dribble, he would just do, like, a cute step back or something. Like, it was interesting. He just kept catching and shooting from everywhere, man. He was hitting like 35 footers in the finals, man. Like, it was crazy.
Dude, he's so crazy. Like, I just remember like everybody was like, oh, he's a buddy pick. Everybody's like, oh, we threw the draft, this and that, whatever. And I remember whenever we got him as our 6th man again, right? I was just like, all right, so like if LeBron doesn't work out, dude, we have Brandon in our back pocket. Like, we have him right there. And like the thing that with Brandon is like, dude, he's like, his last priority is fucking 2K. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about 2K. Like, he just comes in and just balls, bro. And like, he just played real ball and he just knows how to play the game, bro. It's like, he's just a real person. And like, I feel like in this league shit, like, especially for like Crush knows, obviously, I think you know now, Harris, just kind of meeting people, but like, he like, the thing with Brandon is like, he's a real person. So like, you can have real conversations with him. You can have like, you know, if fucking I get mad at him, I'm like, bro, you fucking suck, da da da. He's not gonna be like, you know, he's not gonna get on Twitter and fucking subtweet me and shit. He's a real person, bro. We'll hash it out and then like we'll go get a drink afterwards. It's like, dude, that's a real skill gap in this shit. And it sounds dumb, but it's real, bro. It's so crazy.
I knew you guys were kind of different because I think the Wiz were the only team where like every single person at some, like, this is probably a selfish thing, but like every single person on your guys' team at some point like came up and like talked to me. And I know that's like a very simple sounding thing, but like there were straight up people like league players who just like would see me and then like kind of run away, or like they would just like completely ignore me. That some people would do it because they're locked in, and I know which people those are. Like Awkward didn't talk to me until the very last day after you guys won, which is fine. Big Saint was the same, but like there were some dudes who were like straight up afraid to talk to me, and I'm like, okay, there's probably something else going on here. But you guys were easily
afraid to talk to them though.
Nah, I'll talk to anybody. I don't care. See, that's a great part about my job.
How can you say that though?
Well, see, because I'm technically, according to the 2K League rules, I wasn't allowed to approach players. I would have to keep my distance away. But like, there were some guys who I would like go up and like try to like give a fist bump to or whatever, and they just like wouldn't even give me the time of day.
Really?
So, oh yeah, oh for sure, 100%.
Oh, that's crazy.
But that's the nature of my job, right? There's just going to be some people who don't like me based off the stuff that I say. But
no, there's nuts.
Also going to be people who are like, all right, this is your job. We can be professional about it.
Yeah. Unless you like, all right, go ahead.
I would say like for instance, like I'll take Big Saint for instance, right? Like when we were there, like Big Saint didn't say anything to me, but of course he's not going to because he's locked the fuck in. Like he wasn't gonna say anything to me. Like he's preparing. Like the same thing with Awkward. Like Awkward, I saw him multiple times all week long. The dude wouldn't even look at me, but I knew that's because he was so locked in on the games. But there were a couple players on some teams who like definitely like actively avoided me and like would not like come near me.
No, I mean some of the guys definitely are a little different, you know. But like I said, I love the in-person stuff, obviously. I feel like you get to see the good part of the league. Like, you don't see the bullshit on Twitter where people are like, oh, yeah, fuck you. Like, da-da-da, suck my dick. Like, you don't see that shit no more, bro, because it's like, it's never that deep. Like, when you think about it, like, bro, we play fucking a video game for a living, bro. We're not out here trying to fight everybody and shit, bro. It's just, we're all just trying to make money. So that's why I was just happy everybody was just kind of back to that. Like, that's why I can't wait for, like, next year. Hopefully we're back in person more because, dude, that shit is just way better for the league. It's way better for everybody.
You saw it, right? You saw that, like, it's so funny. We spent like 2 years telling people, like, no, stage matters in a couple of ways, but not
Mo,
the way
appreciate
that you
brother.
think. Like, it's not the yelling that gets people shut down. It's the momentum. Like, the momentum in those games, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but, like, any game where a team got out to, like, a pretty substantial lead, they rarely blew that lead. I mean, once you get that momentum on a stage game, it's kind of over.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's why I thought y'all were gonna be so good on stage. If y'all didn't make this shit, because like, dude, y'all were a momentum team. Like, Mama had those spurts where he would go off for like 9 straight points and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just Mama. And like, he's one of those guys too. Mama's like Jack in a sense where he's just gonna talk to you. He's not gonna like yell at you. He's gonna bullshit with you the whole time. So like, and obviously you, bro. Like, I know you're a real fucking person. You would, bro. It'd have been really, really, really fun to like just see y'all play. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I really wish y'all would have made it. Honestly, like, it'd have been really.
Nah,
fun.
he always used to tell me, cause me and the dog are really cool. We got the same birthday. You know, we just here with it. So he used to tell me like, bro, like we need to make the playoffs, bro. The playoffs. Once he found out the playoffs is gonna be on stage, I felt like he switched to another gear because he really wanted to play on stage. So it was just unfortunate. And yeah, it's bad.
I mean, dude, let's talk about it more, dude. You know what? Like, obviously, don't air out your team, or whatever. But what do you think was the problem? Obviously, you said scrims, but like, dude, obviously, it was more than that. What was the problem? Like, what was the missing piece for y'all? Like I guess like defense on defensive side or offense, whatever the hell it was, dude. What was it?
I felt like, wholeheartedly, honestly, we needed more out of Seam. We were a great team. I feel like we was a great team all around. Seam had some really good games, but that side of offense, we could have used him on that. In the beginning of the game, if Nadal was on his shit and actually knew like how to play the game, we'd have been way better. I could have been way better, individually. And like I said, we came in every day, 1 through 5. Nadal, Seam, Yusuf, Majestic, even Kerry. We came in and tried to figure it out as much as we could, and we just couldn't do it. It'd be games where we couldn't score. It'd be games where we could score. It'd be games where we couldn't play defense. It would be games where we was locking shit up. So it was just we couldn't find a median, and we just couldn't get the job done and execute. So we was just inconsistent is the best word I could give for our season.
Nah, I definitely thought Seam was gonna have a breakout year though, cause like I played with Seam season 1, bro. To see Seam's like progression, like when I first played with Seam in season 1, bro, in the Mavs, like dude, he didn't even know how to fucking press somebody, bro. He didn't know how to front. Like he was the most like casual 2K player ever, but he was good at the game. Like he had stick skill. So like I thought this year with Mama and like y'all's defense, dude, there was no way y'all didn't flood teams. Like I was like, dude, y'all's team was like before the season was like one of those like, all right, we gotta worry about the Kings, like. And obviously, I think the biggest surprise, though, right, for like the whole league had to be the Pacers, right? Talk about them for a minute, but like, holy shit, bro, 630's a god.
Kings' biggest issue is that they would play every single game. They'd play one incredible half of 2K and look like the best team in the league.
My guy, much love,
and then whatever the other half was, they'd look like the Hawks. I mean, they would get down like 15 to 16 points, and then all of a sudden they'd tie the game, or they'd be up 16 points. And then just give it back up. You guys were kind of all over the place.
If you really think about it, we never really flooded teams.
No,
like season three, we used to come into practice knowing that we was about to flood somebody. We used to go into games like feeling like, all right, we about to flood. But this year was kind of different. We're fighting against lower tier teams, and it just wasn't. We couldn't get above that threshold. So,
nah, season 3 though. Season 3. Jesus Christ, bro. I'm telling you, Harris, if I could go back and find those games, we recorded all those, bro. I think our record against them, like the Kings in season 3, when they had shots and all that, bro, I think they were like 80 to like 2 against us, bro. I'm talking about they would wake up at 8 in the morning their time and smoke us, bro. Fucking go about their day, bro. Like we were screaming them at 11 a.m. Eastern, so that's like 8 a.m. right, West Coast, and they would just smoke us, fucking go about their day, but go back to sleep. It's like holy shit, dude.
I mean, hey, I had the Kings finishing as the same record as you guys and being the number 1 team in the West. So I think I had them hyped up the most of anybody, but it's okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Wolf said that the boys had us at the bottom of the barrel after the draft.
I mean, Harris, you know what's funny? We talked about that.
He exclusively beats me.
Well, Harris, you remember we were talking about that after the draft, and you were like, I was like, one of these teams might be good. You were talking about the Lakers. I think we were talking about the Lakers and the Pacers, and I was like, bro, that one of those teams are going to be good. And you were like, oh, no, there's not that much drastic change. I don't know. I was like, bro, that Pacers team is good. Like, I'm telling you, they have defense. They have IQ. Like, if Sav is good, they're going to be good. And I told your ass. And sure enough, bro.
630 was so fucking good, man. I totally underestimated.
And Wolf kind of got back in his bag, too, though. No? Like, back to, like, 17, Wolf was hooping, bro. Like,
well, the Jomar Lavish combo ended up being way better than I thought it was going to be. Because, like, look, we can be honest here. Like, Season 3 Lavish was not Season 2 Lavish. Like, he was not the same quality player. And then I don't know what it was. Do you know what it was? It was the Pacers system, right? It was the vaunted Pacers system that turns Lavish into a big timer. But no, I just loved how they played defense. I thought that they did kind of like a mini version of what you guys did with Jack, which is just get Jack as many possessions as possible to make something happen, or at least that's what you guys did in the playoffs. So the Pacers were like, okay, if you want to get like an easy layup against us, like take it, that's fine. We're gonna get the ball back to 630. He's gonna hit a three or whatever. Like they were just so good at getting 630 as many possessions as possible. So Pacers were fun. And see now Lavish is Harris clueless. That's all it is. No love lost, dude. Lavish this year and season 2 was great. Lavish season 3 was not the same. Was not the same player. Like the whole Blazers team in season 3 was not the same player.
What did he play in season 3? He played lock and power forward, right?
He was switching back and forth.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It was more of a Blazers issue than it was a Lavish issue because they didn't find the correct person to put at the 4, and they didn't find the correct person to put at lock. So they just had Lavish all over the place all year. And it just never worked out. But then he comes in with the Pacers. They're like, hey, you are playing power forward next to Jomar, next to Wolf, lock in. And that 3-4-5 was nuts. Except for the one stupid week where they put Jomar at power forward and Lavish at center for no reason.
Yeah,
I still cannot figure out why they did that.
Who did they play?
The T-Wolves, they got fucking smoked.
Jesus Christ. That's the team you're gonna try something again, bro?
Like 20.
Bro.
It was weird. I don't know why. I don't know what they're doing, and then they never did it again. So clearly they thought it was silly too.
I think the most common sense thing was, Jomar
Follow him,
to be
Bobby.
able to move
Appreciate that,
fast
brother.
off the pick and roll, and Lavish, to swing out the corner. That's the most common sense thing I could make out of it. You get what I'm saying? And
'Cause
Lavish
you guys
didn't
did
even
it
play
too.
bad on center. Lavish didn't play bad at center at all.
They just ran into the buzzsaw that was T-Wolves gaming.
No, the T-Wolves, bro. I'm telling you, to this day, they're the only team I think out of the West that could have beat us. Like, if they would have made it out the West, they matched up so good against us because we didn't guard shooting guards. Because, you see how we play defense, bro. Jack doesn't guard nobody, bro. We just swing, whatever.
It just sits there.
Yeah, so, like, bro, it was tough because, like, a guy like Bear would fucking pick us apart because, like, our defense is really good against, like, guards that like to score, guards that like to speed up, whatever. But a guy like Bear, even though, like, everybody thinks Bear is ass, whatever, bro, but Bear is, like, so soup to me because, like, he can, like, win a game with, like, 15 assists and, like, 8 points, bro. He's just going to run around, throw fucking good passes, whatever. And they used to pop our shit, bro. I'm talking about, dude, I did not want to see the fucking T-Wolves. Like, I did not want to see them, bro, because I'm telling you, Jack and Saint had their, like, their boys or whatever, but they had, like, a little beef, too, like, a little rivalry, whatever. So it's, like, Saint was always in Jack's pockets. Never failed. Obviously, I would, like, do my thing against Slaughter, bro, but, like, Slaughter was so good at, like, just controlling rebounds against us, and, like, Miles, dude, this guy, Miles, I swear to God, one game, he was shot 9 for 9 in the corner, and it's like, Jesus Christ, bro, like, I don't...
Yeah, that did happen on stage.
Yeah, I know, but, like, dude, I'm telling you, when we were scrimming them and shit, we were like, yeah, dude, there's no chance we're winning the chip, like, these motherfuckers
Miles was amazing this year, man, all year long, and then they threw him on stage, and he just forgot how to shoot. That was a rough 3 games for Miles. He just could not green anything out of the corner.
Nah,
It was tough.
Bro, the T-Wolves, man, holy fuck, bro. Kai, obviously, I don't know, bro. What did he average on stage? 12 points or whatever?
Yeah, Antoine out averaged him across the board. It was weird because not only was he like really disengaged offensively, his defense like vanished too. Like he wasn't getting the crazy steals or like the crazy aggressiveness. Like I don't know like what happened to him. Yeah, maybe so. He did. The defense for me was the bigger shock because like people miss shots on stage all the time, but like, man, he was the best. He was maybe the best non-lock defender in the league.
Definitely.
He put so much pressure. Like as a lock, like speaking from a lock's point of view, when you have point guards or shooting guards that's playing up top and pressing, it helps you a lot. It puts a lot of pressure on the guard. They look at you on the side, like. It puts a lot of pressure on the point guard to make a decision. If you have somebody that knows how to play too, knows when to get back on the wing, and it's just everything. It's just the little things like that help your defense so much.
Now the thing is too about the stage is like, well, I think like we had so much like I guess success on it was like, dude, the game was slowed down. I don't know if everybody like people in the chat, bro, like. I think follow Brandon Saint, but the game felt slower.
As
like,
always, it always does on stage,
and
man.
dude,
That's why season 2 was like we averaged like 55 points a game.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, like, it played so much to our advantage because, like, dude, when the game is slowed down, like, that's Jack's pace. Like, bro, you're never going to beat Jack at his own pace ever, bro. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, Jack is one of those guys, like, Crush, you know, you play with him and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of those guys, when Jack's in his bag, bro, so go ahead and stamp it, bro. We're winning the game. It's just one of those things. Like, Jack was 0 for 5 and had 6 assists in game 1, and we were down 2. It's just one of those things where it's like, dude, he doesn't have to do a damn thing besides just game manage, and we're going to get him stops. And, like, that's why I was just so happy, bro. And I've seen how the game was playing and, like, how people were just kind of, like, scared to take the, you know, the quick fades and shit, you know, the shit they were doing, you know, back in, you know, remote. I was like, oh, dude, we're good. Like, we're going to be in a good spot. But, yeah.
It has a lot to do with, like, possessions as a whole kind of go down during the playoffs. So, like, every possession matters more. But, like, it's kind of what Saints said. Like, it wasn't doing wild shit. Like, you know, Chalk all year long in the crossover, may it rest in peace, was talking about, like, how guards this year, like, you had to be, like, cracked out of your mind to be good. And he was totally right. Like, that was a great way to describe it. And then you get to the playoffs, and you look at the final 4 point guards that were left. It's you know, what was it? It was Charlie, it was Splash, it was Chalk, and it was Jack. Just 4 slow, or, you know, 3 slow cerebral point guards, and then Splash, who is kind of the amoeba of the league. He can really do whatever you need him to do.
You can't really call Chalk like a cerebral guy. That guy just
but his playmaking in the half court is probably the best of any point guard, though, man. He finds passes, he creates shots for people.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, you're different. Okay, you guys are like fucking.
No. People just don't watch film. I'm telling you right now, bro. When we were like watching film on Chalk, right? Like we got into the game, or we got in. You know, they beat who they beat, the Sixers, I think, and then the Hornets, whatever.
He just rips people though in the half court, man. The corner passes, the dots.
I'm gonna tell you. So this is all it was, bro. And like obviously, I don't want to get on here and tell you all the sauce and shit, but like, bro, we watched the film back, right? And the Hornets. Neither the Hornets or the Sixers pressed Chalk. They didn't double press him. They didn't make him, you know, basically speed up. He already plays at a fast pace. But if you speed him up more, you can see if he plays at the pace. And like all his passes, he never threw an opposite corner pass all year, bro. He doesn't throw that. He does the same side or he does a lot, bro. And it's like, yeah, he's a great playmaker, but like these teams are just fucking stupid. Everybody wants to run fucking triangle and like they want to run all this bullshit. It's like, bro, if you make a motherfucker actually sit behind a screen and actually worry about Nudini in the opposite corner who's gonna drop every fucking play because you're not gonna dot him, and then you gotta worry about me who's gonna jump at you. You got and it's like, dude. Then you have Jack blitzing him. Like he used to do that zigzag shit up court during the playoffs when he was going crazy, and like we blitzed it. I mean, dude, he had a triple double, bro, in the game 2 of the fucking playoffs, bro. 10 turnovers. Yep. It's like, dude, I don't know. I feel like, dude, if you watch Chalk, like I'm not saying Chalk is bad. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. Like, but if you actually like break down what he does, like it's like, dude, it's pretty Tendo based. Like you just kind of watch what he does. He throws same side corner. He does a fucking slip. Like it's really not. I don't know, bro. I know I make it sound easy because our defense is so good, whatever. But I'm telling you, bro, it's like one of those things that people like. If you got 6 guys that actually take that shit serious, it's like, dude, it's really.
But that's what separates the team that wins the title from, like, I don't want to dump on the Hornets too much because I'm gonna have Big Saint in my DMs again. But like that's kind of the difference, right, between like the team that wins the title and the team that lets the Nets beat them, right? It's like, how do you do the simple stuff the best? And you know, you kind of watch the Nets all year. That's why the Nets lost so many games, right? The Nets lost so many games because they, like, when it had to get, like, really advanced and you had to really start, like, you know, doing some crazy stuff, like, they just couldn't really keep up defensively. But, man, offensively all year long, they would just attack your weak spots. And the problem is also, you guys have no weak spots. But you watch that game against the Hornets, man, and they just kept attacking the 3-point line. They just kept attacking Sherm on defense. Like they were very good at making you do things that you didn't want to do. And then they went up against the Wizards, and it's like,
I mean, that's another thing too. Is I feel like
no, Saint, Big West, not you.
You said
Saint.
You said Saint.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Big West.
But so like me and Crush obviously, me and Crush are obviously playing together, right? This pre-draft, and like we were showing each other defenses and shit. And I feel like a lot of teams will like get a switch, right? And that point guard, like, so it's like they were attacking Sherm, but it was like I didn't see one fucking hyper, bro. I didn't see one guy come out of the corner and take ball. I didn't see the lock run back from the hash. It's like, bro, like anybody can get a fucking switch and sit there and ISO or run the pick and roll, bro. It's not fucking hard. The game is too easy to score. So I was watching the Hornets and I was like, dude, they're letting Chalk have the ball for 15 seconds with Sherm on him, and he's just ISOing. Of course he's gonna get a fucking shot. Mm-hmm. And like, oh man, dude, it's just
Baez too, man. He's good, man. He's got a real future in the league. That's the one guy when I was watching the Nets that I thought was kind of like the X factor for their whole season. The doctor's good, man. He's got
baby.
some moves.
That's a baby beast move. That's what
He's
shots
got the moves. I also love the glasses, man. I thought the Willy Wonka glasses were so fucking funny. He looked completely like Johnny Depp Willy Wonka. It was great.
You couldn't see nothing. Like you couldn't even see no facial features. He was all covered up,
It's
mask,
locked in.
glasses.
But I just feel like a lot of teams in the league though, like defense wise, obviously people don't watch film like that. Whatever you can say, whatever. But it's like, dude, teams didn't throw different looks at people, right? Like, I feel like everybody ran triangle, and like everything else was just like, bro, you just kind of freelance defense, and it's like. When you play guys like Chalk and you play guys like, you know, the Nets who just shoot the fucking ball, but you gotta run shit. Like, same was, like, when we played the Jazz, right? Like, we watched them, and, like, we knew if, like, we would double press Splash, he would just throw the ball up court. And, like, bro, if Lord Beezus and fucking Lottie and fucking Capit come out and just dot our shit and just fucking light us up, bro, fucking tip my cap, bro, you got it. Like, but, like, that's the thing is, like, Splash is, like, has such a high usage rate. It's like, bro, you just live. Like, it's like you let those other guys make plays. I remember like Beezus fucking dotted our corner one time. He gets up, starts yelling. It's like, dude, that's what we want. Next play, he goes up with a heavy lip. It's like, all right, bro, we're going the other way. Appreciate it. And it's like, I don't know. That's what should I be talking about in the league. It's like that's the skill gap though. It's like I feel like people just want to just not like take the shit for what it is. Like they don't actually watch film. They don't actually prepare. And like I don't. That was like the biggest difference with us. Like I feel like
If there's one thing, and again, it's always interesting me criticizing like the 5 best 2K players in the world, but like. If there's one thing I need Splash to improve at, it's defense, man. I feel like every single playoff series I watched, I don't know if you guys did this specifically, but it felt like any single time he was like playing one-on-one defense, he would just get abused every single time. Corner passes, hash stuff, like every single time he would just get smoked. And like at least Jack, brother, you said like Jack just kind of like stands there, but at least he's somewhat active, right? Like a little bit. Like he's out there, he can make a couple stops, get some steals. Splash is like was such a negative on defense all playoffs long. Like he just kept getting attacked. It was tough.
I mean, yeah, Jack, but I think like Crush knows, bro. Crush is pressed with Jack, but like, bro, Jack has real instincts on the press, right? Like he has real like.
I just need you to know what to do. Like,
well,
just
the
go
thing with,
to the
thing is too with Jack too is like
Done.
it's good that like with Jack off ball, even like Jack has no on ball defense, right? He'll get fucking fried. Like it's not even a thing. But like the thing with Jack is like he knows where to go when you're like just a hyper. It's not like he's lost whenever like you're like, oh go. He'll just leave. And like I feel like that's such a big thing like with our defense is like nobody talks about is Jack's press. Like Jack would just fucking blitz the shit out of people with a 25 steal. Like that shit is a real fucking skill. I'm telling you right now.
I think the biggest thing in the league is this season it showed who had stick and who didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to do things like play two, being able to stay in front of somebody, being able to hedge correctly, even though like the game was really bad. Like it was a lot of offense and a lot of like light leads, heavies going in. Like just a lot of people don't really have the stick that they think they have, and it really showed this year. Like. I can give you an example, like the Warriors. I feel like, Hezzy, when he used to play out the corner, he had stick. He was a lockdown going to center. And, like, if you have stick, I was watching, I forgot whose stream I was watching, but Kina was in the comments. He was talking, I would think it was your stream.
Yeah.
And Kina was in the comments. He was talking about, if you have stick, you can convert somebody to center. And I feel like that's true, too. You just got to know the game. You got to know the lanes. You just got to know what you're doing. You just got to have stick, bro. It's really that simple. Like, if you have stick, you're going to be good at the game.
It will go down as probably one of the best lost seasons of all time. Just people need to watch more Gradient. They just need to watch Gradient play more lock, man. He's nasty. You want to talk about a guy who like has great stick and just like stay in front of people all the time. Man, when Gradient's on, there no offense, Crush. There might not be a better lock in the world than Gradient when that dude is on, man. He's something.
No, I like the thing with me is I don't hate on no other locks. I'm actually like I like locks more than I like point guard, shooting guard, center. You get what I'm saying? I'm a big supporter of.
You appreciate the position.
Yeah, I appreciate the position. So I fuck with Sane. I fuck with Gradient. Everybody for sure. Everybody that really plays the lock position. So I really support all my locks out there, whether they think they better than me or not.
Hold on. So since we on this topic,
none of them shoot the corner
let's stop real quick. Hold on. We talked about this before. So since Crush, a lot of people thought Crush should have been selected for the All-Star game. So obviously, Sammy being from the West, he would have been the lock, blah blah blah, whatever. Like I need to know, bro. Like obviously we just talked about Sammy. Obviously when he's on his shit. So like, is Crush? You talk to me for a minute. Like what? you think you deserve the All-Star game? Like, be honest. Like, if you're being real, like 100% real, do you think you deserve the shit over like Sammy? I would say.
Honestly, I think he had a greater like outcome than I did. You know, obviously, I don't
team
think
success
nobody,
anyway.
obviously, I don't think nobody's better than me, and that's just my preference.
That's how you have to be. That's the mentality.
Yeah, that's the mentality. But I felt like he had a greater outcome, so I feel like he should have got it. I didn't even promote the All-Star game because I was so locked in on trying to win a ticket and things like that. But I for sure think that he had a good possibility of making it over me. But I feel like I didn't have a bad season, to be honest. I really didn't. He just had a better outcome to me. Whether people think he's better than me or not, I really don't care. But yeah, that's how I feel about that situation.
I'll say this, Dayfri, and this is kind of a cool part about the league. Nobody really talks about like the actual growth that the league does have. Everybody loves talking about the growth that it needs to have, but like you can really see it in our season 4 All-Star voting. There's like real name recognition coming over from season 3 when we had like our huge audience and we were on ESPN and stuff. Like there's a lot of name recognition on that season 4 All-Star ballot that people just know. And I feel like Crush is kind of part of that group. Like you just look from a branding perspective, like he had a great year last year. He was the number 3 overall pick. Had a great year this year as well on a good team. And also his name is super memorable. So it's kind of like at some point we need to take people's brands into account. Also, not that Gradient doesn't have a big brand, but the same thing with Saint. But like, I don't know. Like there's last year, in my opinion, was probably the biggest brand year for people. Like it was, obviously, you took a big step forward. Everybody in the community knows who JVM is now. So I don't know. I feel like we didn't really have that in season 1 or in season 2. I feel like season 3 was really the year where the branding stuff and the name recognition like really started to matter.
I got a question. So when it comes to All-Star voting, what's the percentage on individual play and team success? Like, what do you think?
I was gonna ask you that too. So I guess because some of the voting was, I guess from y'all, like the people in the actual league, the league staff. So like, how does that go? Like, how did y'all like kind of evaluate that?
So I'll just speak for me personally. Like for me personally, it was all about individual success. It was kind of a blend of both. Like I would probably say it was like 80% personal, 20% team success. Like there was nobody. I didn't really put anybody on my list that didn't make the playoffs outside of like maybe 1 or 2 people, but nothing like that. For me, I think the All-Star balance is this, right? Let's say you're filling out an All-Star ballot for the NBA, right? There are just some dudes that no matter what kind of season you've heard them having, you're just going to put on a ballot, whether they're injured or not. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, for the rest of his career, Giannis is probably going to be top 5 in All-Star votings, and he could get injured after a week and still be top 5 in All-Star voting. So, for me, when I was voting, I was like, okay, who's going to represent the league the best and who actually had a good enough season? So, like, for instance, Crush was on my All-Star ballot, but so was Gradient and so was Big Saint. Because they gave you so many different options. Yeah,
I was going to ask that too. So, like, why wasn't there... I know, like, centers, whatever, blah, 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 whatever. But, like, why wasn't there any power forwards on either side?
Okay, here's... Okay, this is probably the first time I've, like, really publicly broken away from the league on this. I think it is really stupid that we do the front court, back court thing. I think it's ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense the way that our league goes to not have power forward be its own position. Like, I get it. In the normal NBA... everybody's a guard and everybody's a forward, and then you have like 5 centers in the league that actually matter. But in our league, we are extremely position-based. Everybody is extremely position-based. Usually when you have our stars, they stay at one position all year long. Like, Crush isn't just going to magically start playing point guard. Like, he is a small forward. He plays lock. Where are the power forwards? Where's Crown? Where's Nudini? Where's Bread? Like, where are these guys who are just maestros at their position that don't get any sort of love for it? I think it's really silly. And like, I understand that maybe last year we had a lot of centers who were really good and we wanted to fit all of them on the ballots. We had we had Rhea, we had Sick, we had Type, we had Slaughter, we had like all these centers. But like this year, power forward was really important. And I'd argue that in terms of overall talent and production, this was the best power forward season the league has ever had. Easily. And to not see that position promoted on All-Star, and it's definitely not going to get promoted during the All 2K League teams, it's a crime. like I put 2 power forwards on my all 2K league teams. I put Nudini on my second team, and I put Crown on my first team. Like, but nobody else is gonna do that. Everybody's just gonna do centers. It's kind of lame.
No, I was gonna say that because like it's a good point, like for us anyway, right? If you look at our season, bro, like, dude, like we were 4-3 when we had Braun.
Changed your whole season.
We had Braun at the 4, and we had Dini at the 2, and like they were both at fault. They both were kind of bad, like Braun, like his swing, me and him didn't have really good chemistry together. And then Dini was just not good at shooting guard, right? Like he had his games where he would go off, and he had games where against the Sixers where he missed 6 open shots, on the stretch, and we lose the game. And when Dini went back to the 4, we were playing the Warriors too, and like, bro, he had like fucking 25 and 10, bro. His first game back, he had like 3 steals, 2 blocks, and it's like, I don't know. I just feel like you've seen our whole, like, everybody talks about how Brandon came to the lineup, bro. It's more about Dini going to the 4 because our defense just hit its peak again. Like, it was just one of those things, and I feel like nobody talks about that shit, like, where it's like power forwards really fucking matter. Like, dude, I can play when Dini's in my corner. I can play fucking 40 feet up. Like, I can go blitz a motherfucker at half court and know that he's got my back and Justin's gonna get to this corner type shit. But like, that's where I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like the league has like a drop off because everybody loves the centers because of the stats and shit, whatever. But like, dude. At the end of the day, like, I couldn't play defense the way I do, like, if I didn't have Dini, and, like, vice versa with Dini. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like that shit definitely matters.
If you go through every single playoff team from this year, they were all teams that picked a power forward or had a power forward on the team and played them in that spot all year. Like, it was a position that you need to have solidified. I mean, Nudini, Crown, obviously, they moved the D-Hugs thing. That was a disaster. It was Nudini, Crown, Spartan, Slay, Steez. That's your top 5 in the East right there. All of them played at least like 24 games of power forward. Go to the West. Miles, Lavish, Beezus, Chaos, and then obviously the Pistons had a much different situation than most. But
over there too, so Brett
and of course Brett as well. And then Czar, who I actually think Czar was okay this year for what they needed him to do. It obviously didn't matter because Glow was a fucking nightmare for people. No, it's just power forward is important. If your power forward is good, that means that your front court is probably going to be at least average. And the teams that figured out their lineups this year were the teams that ended up being good all year long. Kelly makes a good point. Like, every position needs to be solidified, man. It really is true. But that matters for Sharp, that matters for Locke, and that matters for power forward too. This year proved that it's not just about point guard and center. It's about everything. You need 5, or hell, you need 8, as you guys kept saying, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I feel like also too, like, if we talk about, obviously I don't want to keep bringing up Crush in his season and shit, but like, I feel like y'all didn't have solid front court play, like, from both at all times. That was like part of y'all's defense's problem. It's like, y'all couldn't put, if Majestic was on the 4, y'all couldn't let him just guard ball for possession and get you a stop. Vice versa, if Yusuf was on it, and like, that shit matters, bro. Like, I feel like when we had, Braun, and we couldn't get our defense down, and we had him at the 4, and then we obviously moved Dini back. It's like, it's a whole different fucking defense when we can throw Dini on the pick and roll, we can throw Dini the guard ball, throw me on it, and like, I feel like a great power forward can hide an average center, and like, I mean, this is all due respect for PB balling, but like, if you look at the Hornets, bro, like, they hit Pete on defense because like, he was, I don't know if you remember at the start of the year, when he guarded pick and roll, he was one of the worst pick and roll defenders in the whole league. So it's like, there's shit like that.
It wasn't pretty.
It's like, there's just shit that, people don't really talk about. But
I feel like from a defensive standpoint, you really need to have chemistry. That's one of the things I also didn't include of, the terrible season that we had. I feel like we didn't have any chemistry at all.
Terrible. Stop it. You guys were 1 game away from the playoffs. They still had a above 500 record.
I mean, but their expectations were crazy though. Like,
they're not the Mavs. They go 9-19 or something.
I know, listen, hear me out. If you were actually with us every single day, then obviously I'm not gonna put our business out there, but I know, and we know as a group, that we didn't have the 100% chemistry that most teams, the most successful teams have, and that was one of our main problems. We just didn't have chemistry as a front court, as a back court, just in total. Like, you need that chemistry. Dayfri knows Dini is gonna have his back. Dini knows that Ak is gonna have his back. It's chemistry and trust for the most part. Like, if you don't have that, it sounds so simple. Like, I swear to God, it sounds so simple, but it's
a real thing.
If you don't have that, bro,
you
don't have nothing at all.
That's why the Blazers were good, man. Like, they obviously they were a very volatile bunch. But when they were good, man, like, their swing, like the defensive trust that like Randoms and Bread had for each other, like, when they were good, man, they were really good. But unfortunately, they they just had some problems.
And that's what I was talking about too for a minute. Since Braun, like, I know Braun don't give a damn, bro. I can sit here and we can talk about our problems, bro.
Dude, he's so much shorter in person.
No, but Braun is like, I'm gonna tell you though, Braun's gonna get a chance with somebody. Braun was kind of starstruck by our I wouldn't say starstruck, it's a bad word. He was kind of like, he couldn't adjust to our culture, bro. Like, he couldn't adjust to me and Justin fucking spazzing on each other mid practice and like basically calling each other everything under the moon. And like the next play we were best friends, and like he couldn't adjust to it. It was such a shock to him that like how we. Like, it's hard to come into our team and realize, like, how, like, we're volatile, too, or whatever, but we're just grown men. So it's, like, we just get past it. And, like, when I tell you, like, me and Jack, like, bro, we would get into it damn near every day at practice. Because Jack, bro, he's at fucking scrims. He's like, fuck the scrims, whatever. And, like, I'm hearing this bullshit in my ear, and me and him are arguing. And then, like, I'm yelling at Brandon because Brandon's fucking dog shit half the year. And it's like, Jesus Christ. It was just bad, right? And I feel like Braun never got to, like, adjust to it. Because there was no, like, we didn't have a month to prepare. So, like, we got in, we had practice for 3 days, and we had the tip-off. So, Braun, like, I feel like I don't give him enough credit, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be great on a team, whatever it is, or he might come back to the Wizards, no, you never know. But, like, the thing with Braun was, like, I used to tell Braun that I want him to get fucking dotted every play, and he did not believe me. Like, I wanted him to get fucking dotted. If you got dotted 100 times, I'm happy. Like, we don't fuck the roll, bro. We're going, bro. We're going. And, like, he could never really get that because, like, I think the J Money shit fucked with him when he played with J Money, and, like, he had to, like, you know, bait this and that. Bro, go, bro. We got your corner type shit. And that was the biggest thing. And, like, once we got Deanie back in, it's like, dude, me and Justin can literally play like crackheads again. And it's like, Deanie's got us. Like, Deanie's, like, value on our team is unbelievable because, like, you see it, bro. He went back to power forward, and our defense went from giving up, like, 65 to 70 points to, like, 55 to 60 points. So that shit matters. Like,
it was that one game. I feel like everybody will remember that this one game where he just that same game where he switched to power forward. It was like, yo, he's wilding right now. Like, he's dropping, he's getting steals, he's blocking, like, he's greening all his shots. It's just like, yo, it was like a big difference. I feel like nobody will ever forget that game that he had.
Nah, it's crazy because during the off season, man, when we were like doing the builds and stuff, Deanie was we had him at the 4. He was giving us so much like amazing feedback. Him and Jomar were just like feeding us info all the time on power forward stuff. And when the season started, I saw that he was at Sharp, and like I know that was the plan. I was kind of sitting there and I was like, man, this dude is a master at power forward. I wonder if we're going to see him back there this year. And sure enough. Oh, by the way, Dayfri, since I've now officially met him and had multiple conversations with him, every single Jack Mascone impression that has been done is 100% correct. I don't think there's ever been a human being I've come across where it is easier to make an impression about them and make it correct. His accent, his demeanor, like Dane does it on stream all the time.
Nah, Dane's is crazy.
Spot the fuck on. It is 100% correct. It is amazing.
No, the funniest shit, right? Oh my god, I have a great story for y'all. So like we were playing, right? Brandon came to the lineup, obviously after that, whatever, blah blah, whatever. Well, Brandon was playing like shit, bro. We were playing like the Grizzlies or somebody, and Brandon's like 0 for 4 or something at halftime. And we're sitting there, and like, dude, Jack is rattled. Like Jack gets really rattled if motherfuckers can't shoot open. Like he bugs out bad. And like we're sitting there, whatever. Oh, it's the Mavs. That's what it was, bro. The Mavs are fucking. It was terrible. But we're at halftime, right? And you know we're talking. Jack's like, bro, get your shit together. He's like yelling at Brandon, whatever. So you know everything goes quiet for a minute. We got like a minute left. Brandon gets on his phone, and Jack grabs his fucking phone. He's like, I'm gonna throw this shit in the fucking Potomac River. He's bugging out on this kid. And after that, Brandon like went off, bro. He had like fucking 24 or whatever, and it's like people don't see that side of Jack. Like I'll just see like the stone, you know, he's playing on the stage, not saying a word, but I'm telling you, bro, Jack is like fucking crazy. Like I'm telling you, that kid is nuts, bro. And he's like, that shit is. Oh man, I love that kid.
I don't think I'd be able to listen to him when he gets mad. I think I would just laugh at his accent.
Nah, it's like, for instance, I could give you an example. When we played the first USA FIBA tournament, I already seen it, and like Dayfri said, you won't expect him, or you won't really get to see that side of him unless you play with him. So like, when he used to get mad at himself, he used to tweak out. Like he used to really like, you know, take that shit personal. And that's why I really like playing with him, because he takes this shit personal, especially when something's on the line. So if he's around people that really get on his ass and show him like, you know, you need to be in your shit, he feels comfortable. So let me give you another example. In the USA trials, you know, we're all playing with each other. Me, Ramo, Rhea, Malik, Kenny, and JBM all playing, and Lady playing with each other for the first time.
Grade 6, by the way. That was a great team.
Yeah, so in the beginning, we were
Sorry,
getting
Dayfri.
smacked
It's all
in
good.
scrims. We was playing against Dayfri. We was playing against Awkward and practice and stuff
Keena.
like that, and Keena. And we were kind of timid at first. And I'm like, yo, JBM's not being himself. Like, something's going on. So I had to talk with him after. I'm like, bro, like, what's going on? Like, why you not talking? Like, he was like, I don't know, man. Then he just started telling me, like, the Wizards, we used to get on each other. Like, we used to curse at each other. We used to, just get in each other's ass. And it's just like, I don't feel it with this team. So we had a meeting after our scrim. He's like, bro, if you have something to say, just say it. We're all grown men at the end of the day. And if you can't, if you can't deal with that, if you can't accept that and move on and just take this shit serious, no matter how
Leak,
somebody
appreciate you,
talks
brother.
to you, then it's not going to work. So after that day, we just, if you're not performing,
It's just grown man shit.
on you.
It's
Yeah,
just
like I'm
grown
saying.
man shit. It's like real sports shit. Like when I tell you about Jack, bro, like dude, I'm telling you, me and this kid have went at it. Like I'm talking about arguing, fucking whatever, and then bro, after practice we're going to get a drink. Like it's just one of those things. It's like, dude, nobody ever took it serious. And like Reese knows, bro. Reese is a great example too. Reese was like the start of our culture, right? In DC. When season 2, I come in, we obviously bring Reese back. And bro, we and Reese had an understanding in season 2. Like, y'all remember our team, bro. We were dog shit. But we had an understanding in season 2 that if me and him didn't perform, it's like we didn't have a fucking chance. So we'd be at scrims, bro, and like Reese would like take a troll shot, start laughing or whatever, and not talking on defense, bro. Me and him would get into it, bro. I'm talking about damn near fist fighting. And I'm telling you, like, that shit matters, bro. Because like after practice, bro, it was all love. Like I don't care. Like I feel like a lot of people fall in love with like getting like, like, oh, like I gotta show you that I'm like the alpha. I don't give a fuck about that, bro. I just want you to do your fucking job. I'm gonna do my job. We're gonna have a good time. And like I feel like that was like the biggest like thing with us is like kind of like Crush said is like, bro, it's Jack can't do well if he can't say what he wants to say, if that makes sense. That was our hardest thing in season 3. He was so scared to like step on somebody's toes. And then when I kind of told Jack, I said, bro, if I'm fucking not slipping, if I'm not doing this, I'm doing this, I'm bugging out in your ear, whatever, bro, fucking tell me. I'm good, bro. I'm a grown-ass man. Like, it's fine. And, like, once we got that, like, bro, I'm telling you, me and Justin, same shit, bro. Me and him would go at it for fucking 5 plays in a row. And guess what?
That dude's loud, man. He's got some vocal cords.
Dude,
oh, my goodness.
I'm telling you, when we were in the fucking, we were, like, quarantined or whatever in season 3, I don't know how we didn't get noise complaints because like we were roommates. Me and him were roommates, and like, dude, I gave up a dunk to Kenny one time. We were in the semis, right? I gave up a dunk to Kenny, and he got like 4 stops in a row before that. He almost put a hole in the fucking wall, bro. He was so fucking. He's like, bro, it's fucking senpai. Starts hitting the fucking wall. I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, but that's the shit he would do. Like, and I love that shit. Like, if you have like real like emotion, real passion, like. I don't give a fuck, like, what you say to me. Like, everything in-game is what it is, bro. If you tell me I'm being a fucking moron, whatever, I don't give a flying fuck, bro. Like, we're grown men. Like, it is what it is, bro. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, if we're really here for each other, we're really here to make money, it's like, I don't hold nothing against anybody. It's never personal. It's like, bro, it's the game. It is what it is, bro.
Slee said he's like, y'all are competitors, just the competitive nature, and y'all, like, that's kind of what made me fall in love with the league in season 2 is, like, you can tell which guys, it's not even about the money sometimes. It's like, who wants to compete? Like, who wants to be out here to like kick the other team's ass? Like, do you want to be there and like lock in as a team and just compete and like feel that passion? And like, Scott and I talk about this all the time in the middle of commercial breaks. Like, you can always tell which teams actually want to compete and which teams are just there for show. Like, you can tell it from the second week of the season who's actually going to compete this year. And that's what surprised us so much about the Hornets was like, man, that team, like, they weren't the best, but every single game, they were out there to compete. They were trying, they were rotating, they were talking, they were communicating. Like, that stuff matters. And I think the competitive edge of this league has only gotten better, but there's still a lot of teams, man, that just like don't
Kerry,
have
I appreciate
that
it, man.
edge.
My fault.
And that's why they've sucked for 3 years. I mean, no offense to the Lakers from this year, you could tell from week 1 that it wasn't just a talent thing, man. They just didn't have an edge to them. They didn't care, and it was really unfortunate to see from like the opening tip of the season.
Yeah. My thing is with this league, obviously there's certain people who play sports in real life and have that real competitive edge to them. I feel like a lot of players in the league are too cool. Like they do this shit. They do this shit and just be like, I play 2K, professionally. I make a couple $1,000 here, but they don't really get in depth. Like a lot of people ask me like, is it like competitive? Is the league competitive? I'm like, it's competitive here and there, but there's a lot of players on teams that really don't take it serious. Like people who really don't watch film, like they just come into practice and they just leave and don't talk about anything. Like that's why I can't play. Me personally, I wouldn't be able to play with certain players or be around certain teams because it's like they don't take this shit serious. I know it's a video game. Like I get it. I know it's
that's
a
how I
video
feel
game,
too. I know it's a video game. Like, yeah, dude, it's cool. But like at the end of the day, it's like you can make life-changing money, bro. You know, and like.
But it's not a video game. It's a competition.
No, that's my point too. But my point
Whatever
is
it
like
is,
people like to belittle it. You know what I'm saying? In a sense of like, oh, it's just a video game, blah blah blah, whatever. But like, bro, like Crush said, dude, like. When we've won the championship twice now, and like, bro, when I got that check last year, I was like, damn, bro, like this is cool, but like I want to do it again. Like I was like, dude, we get another one that's like I can really make some fucking money with this. And like, I feel like people rather get on Twitter. It's cool to get on Twitter and get likes and shit and post funny shit and troll shit. It's cool to do that, right? Like you seem crazy, bro. I love Crazy to death. He's a great player. But like the shit that Reese went through is bullshit, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and just call it a spade a spade. Like Reese is like one of the best fucking teammates I've ever had in my life, bro. And like he's a grown man. Bro takes care of his business, and like, bro, I just can't believe like shit that I would see on Twitter. Like I'm watching Cease from the Hawks get on Twitter and fucking cry about his team instead of like, all right, bro, what should I do? Like obviously, bro, the season's over, it's over, but like, bro, that shit is corny as fuck, bro. Nobody wants to like that's the shit I think is toxic. Like if you're gonna get on Twitter and subtweet your team and shit like that, bro, that shit is corny as fuck to me, bro. You're grown ass men. Like y'all live together, like y'all gonna see each other. You know how weird it is if I subtweet Crush and I gotta go see him at practice the next day, and Crush knows I subtweet him. Like, how fucking weird is that, like, as an environment? Like, that's the weirdest shit ever. Great. Like, there's no way, bro. That's, like, not a real thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like that was, like, the difference with our team, too. Like, there was no we didn't subtweet each other, bro. It's fucking, bro, we're grown men. Like, bro, if you got something to say, fucking say it. Like, I don't know, bro. It's crazy.
I said this on my recap stream the other day that, like, and also with Crazy, like, you're the #1 overall pick, man. Like, there are a lot of eyes on you. In general, like especially coming off the last year's #1 pick, leading the team to the title, and then like that's kind of how your season goes. And I get it, man. He's young, he'll learn, hopefully, whatever. But like, I don't know. There have been a lot of people over the past couple years in the league that use this opportunity as a way to like, I don't even know, like kind of to use it. I don't even want to say the word clout. It's like they use it to feel good about themselves, but then that's just like the absolute extent of what they use the league for. It's like they don't really care about the money. They just ego. Yeah. It's just ego.
The Crush said like everybody's too cool in the league. It's like that's it, bro. Like they post that tweet, all the little buddies laugh at it. Like oh bro, we'll link up next year, and it's like bro, that shit doesn't work like that. Like you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work.
Dude, if Juan gets drafted into the league again, I swear to fucking God. I swear to God, man. We were on the crossover. They were on the crossover talking about this, and there were people in the chat being like, "Yeah, man, Juan's gonna get redrafted. Yeah, man, his friends are totally gonna redraft him." Why would you want that dude on your team? Why would you want to redraft that kid after the last 2 years?
I couldn't believe that people did it after last year. Like, even though with the season 3, like, Juan's a great player. Dude. He's great. But, like, dude, obviously, he's never been held. He's never been held to a standard. Obviously, he's never been held to anything, bro. He can just act how he wants.
Again, Idris saying he will. Why?
I just don't get it.
Why?
I don't think he will.
I don't know who would draft him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's obviously... You know, Juan's a good player, but where is he gonna fit in at?
I'll be really honest with you right now, Crush. And again, I apologize for slamming the Lakers like this. I also didn't think that it'd be possible that a team would draft Ohio to be point guard again this year, and a team drafted him to do it again. Anything could happen.
Ohio is kind of different though.
He's a good team. Ohio kind of
he got a second chance, so he didn't disrespect anybody. He didn't be toxic or anything. He just had a bad season 3, and they wanted to give him a second chance for season 4. And obviously, it just didn't work out in his favor. But Juan is different because, he left the Raptors house or whatever, and then it's more than 2K with Juan. Like it's more than 2K with that guy.
My point with Juan though is like, bro, how do you go to your hometown team and like you still can't like, you know what I'm saying? You have a place to decompress and to like talk to your parents if like something's going on, like. That's the thing with me. It's like, bro, if I got a fucking problem at practice or something, bro, I call my mom, I call my girl. Like, bro, I talk to people that don't know 2K and I just vent. You feel what I'm saying? Yep. It's like, bro, I don't want nobody to know our problems. I don't, like, even like I love Crush to death. I love, all the guys I'm playing with in the pre-draft, bro. But it's like, I don't want him to know that we're fucking, me and Jack fucking got into it and shit or, whatever. It's like, bro, that's all. That shit doesn't matter. And I feel like the thing with Juan is like, he wants to tell, the whole fucking post-draft kids, he's, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. It's just crazy.
It's a strange thing, but like that also is kind of like what I love about the league in a lot of ways, right? Like it's just you never really know what's going to happen to a specific team or a specific player. And you know, we're so, you know, our preseason predictions, and you talk about like what these teams are going to end up as and how these teams are going to go, and like sometimes you'll nail it, and then sometimes we're just absolutely fucking wrong, like just completely wrong. We like totally missed the team, or we just like didn't see this one player being super toxic. Like I never thought that Crown was going to end up being the best, maybe the best pick and roll power forward in the league. Like how could anybody have expected that kind of thing? But I also didn't expect the Hornets to bench him.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
I could tell you why I would expect it. If you actually played tens, if you actually played on a team with Crown, I played in like 2 tournaments with him, but I was grinding a game, so I was basically seeing him if not every day, I was seeing him every other day playing. And it's not even about not expecting it. He puts the work in.
Yo,
like,
Mike, I appreciate you, brother.
He's good at the game. He's good at lanes, and he's gonna put the work in. That's the difference between half of the league. That's what I was referring to. Like guys being too cool to put the work in. There's point guards that don't watch film on the opposing team's defense, like not knowing what will break them down. It's just like little things like that. Crown will definitely get in the film room and try to make it work with his team, whether you didn't expect it or not. Like
I knew he could play two-way center. I did not know that he could basically do a breadwinner impression every single game as a pick and roll defender. I was so impressed.
I'm basically gonna say this too. Like I feel like any good center that can actually like guard pick and roll and retail and shit like that, they have a good chance to be a good power forward. Like I'm just like we've seen it with Beezus, right? When Beezus played center, he went to power forward. Beezus is great at power forward now. He plays just power forward now. But like I feel like people have to start realizing for shit for what it is. Like if you're not a power forward and you're not like guarding pick and roll in the offseason, you're not moving around guarding the perimeter, like dude, that shit matters in the league. Like obviously Crush knows, I know better than anybody. Dini's a fucking god. So like I don't know. I feel like Crown basically had that because like Crown is a grown ass man too. Like he's just like you don't have to worry about the politics and shit with him. Obviously he had that little bullshit at the start of the year, but like once he figured out like that he doesn't have to like be friends with people, bro. I mean, bro, it's like he literally took another step. Like, I don't know. I feel like Crown was one of those guys that definitely just went fucking nuts this year. Like, he made that fucking team so much better. And, like, obviously Rigby's a god, too. Like, but, like, that Hornets team was not supposed to be good, if we're being honest. After the draft, like, nobody thought they were going to be fucking good. Nobody.
Rigby was probably, in terms of, like, a sure thing in the draft this year of being good, he was probably the easiest sure thing. Like, he's just... The kid's a fucking dog. Like he just knows how to play point guard and shooting guard.
He has a good anywhere. Press too. Like he actually can press people and shit. Like that's why I didn't. Bro, when I was watching the fucking I'm telling you, I people don't watch film, but like when I was watching the Nets and Hornets in playoffs, and Rigby wasn't pressing the fuck out of Chalk, and they weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like I just felt like they weren't putting, pressure on Chalk. I didn't know why. That's like their identity. When Rigby's up, and they have Crown playing, this guy, and they have Pete, playing sweet spot. That's their shit. But I don't know, bro. You know how it goes, dude. It's
I need Rigby to go through whatever shooting camp Kai went through this offseason heading into season 4. That's the shooting camp I need Rigby to go to, because I think he was like 43% from 3 this year, and they still got the number 2 seed in the East. Like if Rigby can get that up to like 51%, like that team's gonna be a powerhouse.
Nah, Keena just talked about, so back in fucking, what? I don't even know what 2K was. I think it was 2K20. We used to play Keena when KMT had Keena, Crazy, Kai, fucking Hotshot, fucking Samuels.
That whole team.
And we had Radiant, Reed, DT, me, Wolf, and like, bro, we hated each other. And like, I'm telling you, like, now, like, bro, no matter what Keena does, I don't care if he doesn't win another fucking game, I will always respect the fuck out of Keena. I think vice versa with us is like, me and Keena hated each other, bro. I remember I was on stream and I was like telling him to suck my dick and fuck these motherfuckers, bro. It was crazy. Like I was nuts back then. Like
I love that.
And like, but like the thing is like, bro, some real shit. I would fucking play with Keena any day of the week. Kai, any of those guys on that team, I play with them because they're good and they give a fuck. Like obviously Crazy, he's got to figure it out, but like those guys are good at the game. It's easy to play with good players that are good. But yeah, he just threw that shit in my chat. I just remember that shit. It was so funny.
Dayfri, can I ask you a question?
What's up, bro?
Because I've been talking about this with a lot of people, and we can't figure it out. Maybe you have the answer. What the fuck do the Magic do?
Oh man,
it's been 3 years of basically the exact same team. What do they do?
Bro, Jonah's got to figure it out, obviously, right? I remember Jonah, whenever he left, I was like, I thought he was. Bro, I had Jonah as a coach in season 1. I thought he was a great coach. I just feel like the biggest problem, and I love Reed to death. I love DT to death. Obviously, I played with the kids for 4 or 5 years, but like. Reed lost his edge. I feel like another thing, too, we don't talk about in the league is an edge is a real thing, right? Giving a fuck if you're going to get dogged out or not, right? Like, they have no edge in the whole team. Their biggest edge they have is their fucking power forward, and that shit doesn't matter in the league. Like, your edge has to be at point guard and center. And, like, I'm not gonna get into May. Y'all know how I feel about May. But like the thing is like Reed lost his edge. Like he doesn't go into a game and it's like, oh, I'm about to dog this motherfucker out. Like that's not a thing with Reed anymore. And like I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like they just need a whole identity change. But if they keep May, that team will never be a competitor. And like I mean that in the most respectful way possible. Like I think May's a good little system center whatever. But like if he's a face of a team and he's like the guy, no fucking chance. No fucking chance.
People keep telling me that RDG is going to come into the league and win the title.
Yeah, dude. 3 years, no fucking playoffs, bro.
The RDG in the league is a 6-10 team. I'm telling you, they will beat the bad teams and they will not beat a playoff team. It'll be like the Cavs, the opposite of the Cavs.
Big difference, like with J Money in retail and J Money in the league. Like, what do you think is the biggest difference of why he doesn't perform so well?
Okay, so first things first, because it's funny because you mentioned that the Kings were like the scrim team this year. That's a fucking lie. Gen G was the scrim team this year. Man.
No,
they were destroying everybody. Yeah, the problem, honestly, is Crush is that like, I love using the 2K League and referring to other sports. Bill Belichick talks about situational football all the time. And he always talks about how if you win situational football, you will win every single game. So, the Patriots the other day, right? Situational football, they fumble with 2.5 minutes left driving down the field. Awful. Lose the game. J Money is just a bad situational point guard. He makes really bad decisions at the worst possible times. That is why they kept blowing all those games late, because they would be playing well, and then he would have just back-to-back possessions where he'd make a stupid pass or he'd take a terrible shot with like 19 seconds left in the shot clock, and they would just lose. It happened last year on the T-Wolves also.
All right, I got another question.
Uh-oh.
Would you trade J Money for Reed so J Money can play with May on the Magic?
That's a good question. That's you, Harris. I mean, I know my answer. I don't know.
They will basically be the same team for the 4th straight year.
I get what you're saying, but like RDG is good in pre-draft, right? So like if you give J Money to play with people that he's comfortable with, like after that, I feel like there's no excuse for him.
Yeah, I think that's
the issue
best way
is
to kind of handle that J Money situation, because like obviously we know J Money is good, right? Like he won a championship as 2 guard, with Bear, and then season 2. Obviously season 3. He wasn't, anything special, and that team just imploded, basically, whatever. But, like, I feel like that's, like, the only thing what he just says. Like, bro, if he can't win with his boys, like, I don't know what he can win with. And I feel like the team he just had with Gen G, bro, you got Beast Move, who arguably, skill-wise, is probably the best shooting guard. Feast, I have never met anybody that has anything bad to say about Feast, and he could play the 4 and the 5. Obviously, he didn't figure it out until late, but Feast is a great guy, obviously. And Don, I think Don was fine. He didn't do nothing crazy. He didn't do nothing bad.
That was nice. Nice two-way player.
And like I said, I think when they added Saucy, I feel like the biggest problem with their team was Turnup, bro. He was fucking useless. But, like, after they got Turnup out of the lineup, no offense to Turnup. I love Turnup to death, bro. But, like, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like J Money and Beast Move had, like, secret beef, right? I feel like they didn't play well as a unit. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously Beast Move was great, but, like, I don't even know. I feel like there was no way that, like, I watch, J Money in retail and they use J-Rod every fucking play. How do you not use Beast Move every fucking play? Like, how do you not make him cut? You make him rap. Like, obviously they did a little bullshit, but, like, there's got to be just more, like, with involvement with him, right? That's how J Money plays. That's what we see in retail. So I don't know. I feel like that was just weird.
The other issue too is, like, let's say you get all of his guys in there. Like, well, okay, so that team is basically RDG in the league. So it's J Money at the 1, J-Rod at the 2. Styles at the 3, LeBron at the 4, May at the 5. That was the team, right? I guess without Phil.
They would probably want Phil because May and Phil.
Oh, is Phil coming into the league this year? Finally, I know he had some weird parental stuff.
I don't know. There's no telling with Phil, but like, actually, dude, I think Phil would be good in the league, but I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
That RDG team would be interesting if they did make it into the league. They don't have an edge to them though either on that team. Like their biggest edge would be LeBron.
How does that team score?
I mean, they rap. But my point is, they just had fucking Beast Move. Like I don't know. Like, I don't get it.
I'm sorry, man. J-Rod is one of the greatest Proam sharps ever, and he will go down in history as one of the greatest Proam sharps ever. That dude is just not it in the league. He just hasn't been able to shoot. Yeah. So like
that too. But I feel like how can I explain it? Like comfortability plays a big part. Like Idris said in the chat. Like if Dini wasn't on the Wizards, your comfortability with Braun was not the same as it is with Dini. So like if you put J Money on a team with people that he's comfortable with, I feel like you get the best out of him. I feel like there's probably a lot of teams out there, or even Gen G still probably believes that he can still be a point guard, but they just need to put, the right pieces around him that he's most comfortable with. So after that, it's just like, bro, like what else do you want? Like, what can I do for you?
Here's what's tough about that. If a player needs that much on the back end to be good on the front end, they might just not be that good.
True.
Like you go through situationally, right? Like what players, obviously every player needs something specific to be good, but I don't know, it's hard that you have to put like all these different places in play just for a guy to like maybe be good. It's difficult. And I think that Jay Money needs to figure that out this offseason. Like, what kind of point guard am I? Like, am I actually a shooting guard? Can I really like lead a team? Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, Crush, do you think that Jay Money in the best possible situation could do what JBM did this year, fight through a bad regular season and then just go off in the playoffs? Do you think he has that in him?
What I'm trying to get with this, Harris, is that JBM trusts his team, right? He played his team for 2 years. He got a very great supporting cast. He got Dini, Dayfri, Awkward, and he has B. Rich, a guy that's going to buy into the system. So he's comfortable in his situation. So I feel like Jay Money could definitely have another year at point guard if he's comfortable with every single person around him. RDG, he trusts them, bro. They won so much money together, bro. So it's like certain things is like you kind of got to give him one more try. Like, you really kind of got to give him one more try.
But, like, all right, so Lynn's in the chat, right?
Oh, he'll get another try for sure.
My
like,
point
that's
is,
definitely going to happen.
I just want to address this real quick. So Lynn's basically saying circumstances matter, this and that. You missed playoffs, so blah, blah, whatever. But, like, Gen G was kind of looked at as, like, y'all, Crush. Like, it's like, the Gen G was supposed to be, like, a top 3 team that everybody was saying, right? Like, everybody seen the team with B Smooth, with Feast. That team was supposed to be good, right? Mm-hmm. But, like, the thing is, like, Lynn, at the end of the day, at what point does, like, you gotta just, like, tough the shit out, bro? You're talking about circumstances, this and that. He had a fucking great team. Like, I don't care about comfortability at the end of the day, bro. Like, you live with these guys, you see these guys every day, you can get comfortable, bro. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, Dini came in, it wasn't a power forward last year. We won the championship last year, and, like, the only players that knew each other beforehand was me and Reese. And, like, so my point is like, with Jay Money, he's won a championship. He knows what it takes. You know what it takes, like, to buy into each other. Turn Up was on that team. Feast was on that team. So, like, there's comfortability there, right? Like, Feast, Turn Up, Jay Money all played together. There's comfortability there, right? So, like, I don't understand where, like, the missing spot is. Like, especially when you have B Smooth as your hash, and, like, he's obviously a championship shooting guard. He made it to the finals the year before, won 2 banners. It's like, I don't know, bro. I feel like that's just it's a tough one to, like, kind of debate. Like, I just
yeah. I feel like you. Obviously, like, we got to just go back to you thinking everybody's a regular person, bro. Everybody's not a regular person. Like, off the bat,
that's facts.
Like, things that I've heard, like, from other players, like, a guy like Turn Up, he's kind of quiet and, he doesn't really have that edge to him. He's competitive, but he doesn't have that edge to him. You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody is not the same. Everybody's not going to come in and be a grown man and handle their business every day, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
So when you say stuff like that, you got to exclude your team, because that's what you're used to. You're used to people coming in every day, 1 through 8, making sure they do what they have to do to, put your family at a higher stake of, trying to provide for your family. So, like,
you're right.
Everybody's not the same. Like, you can't compare your team to everybody else's.
Kind of what you said. Like, Malik had a good point. Like, season 1, like, Malik, you say our team was great, bro, but, like, we didn't have grown men on the team, right? And, like, obviously I'm part of that too, but, like, season 1, I played the number 1 pick. I played with the number 1 pick twice now, right? So I played with the number 1 pick in season 1, and now, with Jack. So, like, with Dimes, it's like, Dimes, he was more worried about, like, I don't know, I guess, like, other shit that mattered. I guess, like, personal relationships off the game, whatever. But, like, you couldn't say a damn word to Dimes half the time. Like, if you called something out. And, like, Seam, like, you play with Seam now, Crush. Like, Seam is, like, the most lackadaisical person ever in practice. He's lackadaisical off the game. He doesn't watch film. He wants to just go hoop. He wants to go sleep, whatever he does, whatever. And, like, so our season 1 team, the reason we had so much issues is, like, we didn't have, like, real, like, people that really wanted to make money. Like, I feel like Don just won the 250K tournament. He didn't really give a fuck about the league, bro. He was the number 1 pick. He was on Conan and
free trucks,
jump and all this bullshit. And, like, now he's getting traded for Reese Mode. So it's like it's a reality check for him. I'm hoping he's like, I hope Downs actually has some self-reflection for himself, because like that shit definitely matters what you're saying. So I agree with you. Like, I can't just say that obviously because it's easier said than done when you have actual guys that come in every day and actually do what they're supposed to do, and it's really rare to find in this fucking league, right? Like I feel like we can all agree on that, especially guys in the chat are saying it. Like Malik knows on the Knicks, Bobby knows he just had a hell season. It's like, dude, when you people take that shit for granted, like having people that actually know, like know what to do, know to be a real person, know to be a fucking professional. Like professionalism is a skill gap too. I hope that's a real thing. Like doing your job how you're supposed to is a real thing. So it's like it's tough.
My one worry just with J Money in general as a point guard going forward, and this kind of brings me back to like the point guards that we had that succeeded in the playoffs. It's like you look at the Final Four: Splash, JBM, Chalk, and Keena. Like all four of those guys have a real like killer instinct. Like they have a dog in them that like when they go into a game and it's the fourth quarter and they're up by 3, they're gonna end that game. Like it's over. Like you're not gonna win that game against them. I'm worried that J Money in the league might just not have that like killer instinct that you kind of need to be a real elite point guard in this league. Like Mama used to do this all the time in season 2, where the Blazers in the fourth quarter, they'd be up 4, they'd be up 5, whatever. And then all of a sudden, Mama would just drop 15 on you in the fourth quarter, and it's over. Like, Jack did that this year in every single playoff game. You guys were up a couple points going into halftime, whatever, and the game finishes, you win by 18. I don't know if he has that instinct to, like, really go out there and dog somebody. Like, I know what you said earlier about Chalk, Dayfri, but I mean, he still did that to teams. Like he was brutal to some teams this year, and I'm worried about that killer instinct because you have to have it a point guard, man. Like you can really see which point guards have it and which ones don't. Like that was to me the scoring with 630 this year wasn't even the most impressive part. He was out there trying to kill people. He was out there trying to like end team seasons in week 3. And I'm worried that we just have a lot of guards in the league that think that they have it and they just don't have it.
Nah, I agree. I feel like that's the difference, though, Crush. If y'all would have made it to the stage with Mama.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the difference, like
that's the difference. He's got that. Like that's
he's
one thing
trying to kill somebody, man.
the thing with Nadal is like after playing the whole season with him, I really seen like even though he didn't play the game and he had a slow start, if he would have played the game, bro, I'm telling you right now, it would have been a way different story. I've seen Nadal progress from the start of the season to the end of the season. It's like wow, like this guy, he's really him. Like he's really that guy for sure. Like he was doing
fourth quarter game 2 against the Blazers was like one of the best quarters anybody has played all year.
That shot he shot to tie the game, bro, when he ran back to the wing was the craziest shot I've ever seen.
Bro, he shot 2 of those on the left and the right, and I'm like, yo, bro, he's really locked in right now. Like, and then if he would have hit that shot at the end,
he would have been
left, bro. He would have been like. He would have been goated, bro, if he would have hit that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's crazy because I've heard some rumors this offseason that like that Mama might be on the trading block. And if there's one thing I know about Nadal, and I've known him for a couple of years now, it's like when he feels like he has something that he needs to prove, he's a little bit different about it. And I'm kind of excited to see like because there were rumors that he was gonna go to the Kings if they won a title. He was gonna retire afterwards. I hope the retirement talk is dead. Because if he like locks in on 2K22 and comes into next season like fully prepared, there's nothing stopping him from being the best player in the league again. He just has to do it,
he just has to
which he just didn't do. He has to care
at the start, bro. Like Mama, the thing with Mama, like last season, he don't give a fuck about the retail and shit, bro. He plays the game when it's time. But it's like at the end of the day, like you have to at least give yourself time to adjust to it, right? I think that's what Jack did. Like we had that month or whatever where we didn't have the game, but Jack was literally just fucking in his my court dribbling, bro. Like with the SIGs out on the league, like basically the basic SIGs, basically figuring out how to move, how to fucking use the shit to figure out speed boost. He's hitting up people like eyeball greens, right? The little top prospect, like why do you do this? Why do you do this move? And it's like. I feel like people like kind of lose that, people are so worried about like not giving somebody credit or whatever, but like, dude, I used to fucking watch shots, right? Start of the year, because like, I feel like at the start of the year, I was like okay at mashing, I wasn't great, but I watched shots and like how he mashed, I was like, bro, I took all his moves, like why not, right? Like it's right there
amazing.
Yeah, he's a god. And like, I feel like with like Justin, right, we used to watch Crush and like how he would play defense, and it's like, we would kind of take some of the shit he would do. Like sometimes they would force him hash and then Crush would blitz him back middle, but it was like a fake rotation. Like we used to take all that shit. And it's like, people don't really do that. I feel like that's obviously like, people are gonna hit me up, oh, you get that free sauce, whatever. But it's like people still won't do it if I say it. But it's like one of those things that like there's free game out there. If you just watch some of these guys play, they're all great for a reason. Like Crush is great for X amount of reasons. Like so is Shots, Walnut, all those guys. So like, I don't know, bro. It's crazy. I feel like that's a big difference. Like with like our team, we didn't really give a fuck. Like, oh, bro, like we're asking shots or we're asking this for this guy's dunks or asking how to do this move. We didn't give a fuck, bro. It's like, bro, we're just trying to get better at the game. And like,
if they're helping you, you might as well take it.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't give a fuck. Like, and we, like I'm telling you, bro, Jack, like, dude, y'all know Jack didn't play the fucking game in the offseason besides for the USA shit. And like, by the end of the season, I mean, you could argue Jack was the best point guard in the whole league, right? Like, obviously not stats wise, but like watching him basically run the offense, it's like, dude, it's not even close, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then it comes to him having a great supporting cast. We obviously know how good he can be.
Look at
but
you, bro.
He's not Superman. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like
You're saying that because you think Mama didn't have a supporting cast. I get what you're saying that for.
No,
yeah, that's what you said. That's what you said.
I'm just saying.
Well, Jim mentioned this on Twitter, right? He was talking about like, like JBM and the rest of these point guards, like they play a certain style, and it's like you can only play that style if you have like one of the best defenses in the league behind you. Like you put Jack on the Lakers, that team would go nowhere.
Like
I don't know. He's a culture changer, man. I don't know. I don't want to take no credit, bro, because Jack is a god, bro. It's like one of those things. It's like Jack initiates the defense, though. It's not like he doesn't have no part in the defense. If that makes sense. Like he initiates it with his press. Like he initiates it with like we watch film and like we would come in and like I said, bro, Jack would have his own game plan. Justin would have his own game plan. I'd have my own game plan. And we basically would counter, basically compare and contrast, see what we've seen, and like, bro, we would have defenses basically for everybody. Like when we played the Heat, right? I think I saw it on my phone, but like, whenever they were on that crazy run with Killy and shit, right? When Killy was killing all this bullshit, right? Killy would take so long to like run the offense. He would take so long because he played like a point guard. He would take so long to get behind the screen, start doing his shit. So, bro, that's when we started hypering everything. It was like, all right, bet, like now do it with Awk on you, not Jack. And then now fucking you got fucking. Sav and Killy running into each other because they both want the ball, and it's like, bro, it's a little shit like that. Jack's seen that though. It's like that's what Jack pointed out, and I feel like there's always like I don't know. I feel like Jack is different in that sense where it's like the shit y'all don't see, where it's like he's like pointing out what we should do for this guy, or like he does this move, he's going this way no matter what, or he does this crossover, he's gonna go do this no matter what. Jack is good at like analyzing little shit like that matters, bro. Like especially for defenses like us, like that we just go off of tendencies basically. So
yeah.
What happened to the Heat?
I don't know.
They were really good for a while there, and then like kind of after they played you guys, I think it was you guys played them like week 8 or something.
Yeah.
Like I feel like after that they just like completely bottomed out.
I mean, dude, it was kind of like that when we played the Grizzlies too, right? Like we showed people how to beat people, and it's like it's really easy, right? Like
I feel so bad for the Grizz.
Like they played us. Vandy's looking like fucking MVP, right? They're 9-1. They run into us, bro. We held them to 50 points. I think Vandy had 15 points, bro. Like he switched his build against us because I remember, bro. This is how corny the league is, though. So I'm gonna go ahead and just address this real quick. So that day we were playing the Grizzlies, right? We scrimmed the Knicks that day, right? And we're arguing at practice. We're not communicating. We're being fucking prima donnas basically all day. Duck gives us like 40 on a 6'4". Like we're just getting dogged out. Vandy's been on a 6'3" all year. Duck gives us 40. Okay? Obviously the Grizzlies and the Knicks are they're butt buddies, right? So like all of a sudden, bro, we load up, Vandy's on a 6'4". Because, the Knicks went and, told him, hey, this is how you beat the Wizards, da-da-da, and it played into our hand. It was just one of those things. It's like that's why the league is so funny to me. Like it's just shit like that. It's like, bro, why does another team know what what's going on? I don't know. I just feel like teams are like Crush said, they're too cool with each other. So yeah. Shit like that.
I feel bad for the Grizz, man. They finally make it to the playoffs. They smoke the Knicks in game 1 and then just get absolutely bodied for the rest of the series. It was barely even a competition after game 1. Duck just went off.
Nah, dude, Duck got in his bag though, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Follow. You play scrims. What's that mean, Follow? Bro, I'm just saying, bro. We got our shit popped by the Knicks, and Duck was on a 6'4", and. All of a sudden, Vandy's been on 6'3" all year. They were 9-1 with him on a 6'3". He comes out with a 6'4" that day. And it's like, why that day? Why against us? Like, why change your build against the best defense in the league? Like, how does that make sense? I don't know. Shit like that is just weird. But, yeah, man. I don't really have much else. If you want to go ahead and call it here, we can call it here. But
Do it. Unless you
was-
want to take chat questions. Up to you.
Oh yeah, we can do that for
Mr.
like the last little 10 minutes here. Like I said, my girlfriend's gonna whoop my ass if I don't go fucking Walmart with her here in a little bit. So,
host.
well, yeah, dude. If anybody in the chat, we got a lot of league players in here. A lot of guys. Like I think Kai's in here now. Saint's in here, bro. Just fucking fire away for anybody, bro. We can just talk about it. Whatever it is, doesn't really matter.
I feel like Kai just needs a hug. Just
Man, poor Kai, right? Like, dude,
tough year. Tough end.
dude was killing it all year.
It's a tough
Kai
end.
is one of the favorite players I like playing with. I played with him on Xbox last year, and it's like his personality is so easy to play with.
Nah, yeah,
Like he doesn't think he's too good for himself, and that plays a huge role. Like he knows that he's a regular person, he's a regular player, and he just goes out there and hoop like. And if you tell him something, he listens. So it's not like he feels like
Yeah,
it's too good for
obviously,
himself.
like last year, me and Kai had like a little beef, right? Because he declined our interview or whatever. But like, watching Kai is probably my favorite player to watch. Like, even though I still don't really fuck with him like that, I got respect for him. Like, cause like
I still don't know why he declined your guys'
I
interview.
mean, hey, dude, it's cool to decline the Wizards,
Yeah,
right?
whatever.
I'm an asshole, right? Whatever. But the thing with Kai though is like, Kai is like one of those guys that like. I don't even watch his offense. I just watch how he plays defense. I feel like how he plays defense is different. Like he really plays real defense. So, it is what it is, man. I don't know. I just
He
feel
just
like
got stick.
yeah, it's a real stick. I mean, we talk about it all the time, Crush. It's just little shit like that. Like Jack has real stick. It's like shit like that matters, bro. So
Yeah, for sure.
why is it so hard to find a team in retail? I mean, Nerdy, you just gotta find a team, man. You gotta find guys that want to lock in with you. I don't know what to tell you. Look at Justin.
I can't find a team either, Nerdy. Don't worry. Mostly because I'm
yeah,
terrible.
Justin, bro, me and Justin used to watch Kai in season 3, man. Crazy. What's the easiest way to get your name recognized? Blah, 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 blah. I mean, bro, the easiest way, honestly, Crush knows, bro. Crush was a nobody 2 years ago. Bro, you gotta beat the top dogs, bro. I remember playing Crush in 18. He was playing with fucking God knows who. And he was, like, wearing our ass out. Like, he gave us, like, 31 game on 18. And he was on, like, a 6'8" slasher. And I was like, dude, this kid is nice. And all of a sudden next year he's a top lock. Imagine that. And it's like little shit
And
like
now
that.
he's got the red hair. He's got the greatness hair now.
I think the biggest thing about that is you kind of gotta just see it through. Like you kind of just that's basically you gotta see it through. You gotta grind and don't think too much about trying to get to where you're getting at. It's just all a grind. Like 18, I was playing here and there with my friends. Going to work. I was still in school at the time, and then I was on Twitter one time, and somebody said they needed a team, so I started playing with my good friend Volts. I know some of you guys know Volts here and there. And then I actually was playing with Ant Season. That was when his name was V Goated.
Goated.
Yeah, I was playing with that. I was his first team, so I was one of his first teammates to play actually like Proam. So that's kind of funny. And then going into 19, I'm just on Twitter again. I meet Zachy Chan. He asked me to play. Yeah, he was playing point guard actually when I was playing with him.
Zachy.
He was playing point guard, and I was like, "Yo, you're kind of good at this. Like, what are you like? Are you playing in tournaments? Like, I'm trying to play." He was like, "Yeah." So that's how I got recruited into Always Lurking. That's how I met Nasty.
You got into the tennis chat. I remember when you got into the tennis chat.
Got into the tennis chat, and I was basically school, work, and come home and play 2K. Like, try to go as far into tournaments as I could. And then when it hit like game breaking, groundbreaking is when after season 2, you guys came back and we was running a whole bunch of wagers. And
well, me and Crush, a little thing too that nobody really know. Me and Crush had into it real bad, right? But right before, right after all that, we got into it one day because I seen him poop and whatever. I was like, dude, this guy fucking sucks, whatever. Crush was walking in there like he was fucking Jesus, right? And so I was on his ass, whatever. We were arguing, and like after that, bro, I picked him to be on my team in tens, and we won like $100 that day. And it was like, all right, this kid's actually fucking hoop. And that's when he basically met Goofy after that. And dude, you went crazy with your fucking grind. It was wild, bro.
Yeah, and that's funny. We could get into that too. When I was playing with Goofy, he was spamming dimes. Like he was spamming dimes. Like, yo, I found this kid. Like I found this guy. This lockdown. He's really, really good. So it was one night we got on PlayStation, and we was in a party, and Dom was like, so. I heard about you, Goofy. Been calling my phone all day, texting my phone all day, and I was like, I was just playing it cool. Like I really didn't care. I'm a normal person. I don't see dimes as this LeBron memes or nothing like that. So when I started playing with him, and I started holding him accountable for things, it was kind of like a pause for him. He was like, yo, like who is this guy? Like what is he doing? I've never heard his name before. Like why is he talking to me like this? And I'm like, bro, like I'm a regular person. I'm gonna talk to you how it is, and I feel like you
That
should
team
do the
didn't
same
last
way.
very long, did it, huh?
Team didn't last very long. Because we just felt like it wasn't the right time to play with him, so we ended up making greatness after that, and we was actually trying to pick and choose whether we should play with Duck or Ant Season, and it was really close, and Goofy felt like he wanted to help Duck more than he wanted to help Ant Season at the time, because we were all cool with each other, and that's when we recruited Duck. We had Screddy, and then Duck added Truth, and it was like after that, everybody, Duck was kind of a cool kid still. You get what I'm saying? But he was good at the game. He had Doug Jordan. He was dunking from the free throw line. So we didn't really have to, he didn't really have to lock in because he had the build to like really like drop 40 on anybody. And then me, game planning. I'm sending shit to the chat. Goofy's a grinder as well. He's gonna put in the work. So and everybody just listened. That's basically what it was. We trusted each other. And we went out there and we just hooped, no matter if we had tendos or not.
No, that run y'all had in 20, I hated playing y'all, bro.
That was so
I
fun.
remember Crush was, bro, I used to hate playing Crush, bro. He's one of those guys that, like, he made it hard to slip as a center. He made it hard to fucking do everything as a center, bro. How to read the screen because, like, bro, sometimes he would just switch it. Sometimes he's fucking fighting through something. Like, dude, he's one of the blocks. Like, a lot of people talk shit about Crush this year, whatever, because, like, they ran all these rotations. But, like, he's one of those locks that, like, the center, like, for me anyway, like, I hated playing him because I had to think, bro. Like, same with, like, see, Guns just came in the chat. Like, Guns was like that, too. It's like, whenever he played lock, it's the same shit. You have to think every play when you're at center. If you're like, all right, should I fucking slip early? Should I hold the screen? Like, dude, I'm telling you, like, so I remember when your grind was wild, though. Like, this shit was nuts. Like, how you came up was actually crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy as fuck.
Because you went from being, like, a nobody to being, like, this guy that's, like, a top 3. Bro, we were considering you as the number 1 pick. Like, he was
he was the number 1 guy on my board.
I mean,
He's
bro,
definitely the best player in the draft.
I mean, he had interviews with us, and he knows. Like, he had a lot of interviews with us, actually. Crush was, probably 50-50 between him and Jack. And obviously, 2 championships later, I don't want to say we made the right pick, but, obviously it worked out for us. Like, but Crush is great, man. He's great. Yeah. But,
what happened to Truth, man?
We can get into that. But since Idris is in the chat, when I played with him on Xbox last year, because he just said my name in the chat, I actually love playing with Idris because we hold each other accountable. So, like I said, when I play with anybody, I'm going to curse at you, bro. I'm going to let you know that you're not doing shit for me right now. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I think me and Idris had, the kind of a comparison and why we liked hooping with each other, because we just kept it 100 all the time. I'm like, bro, we're grown men. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm going to get on you, you're going to get on me. And not to go back to the season or whatever, I felt like I wasn't held accountable enough.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There would be times where I would fuck up, but nobody would say anything. You get what I'm saying?
No, that was
Not
tough
that-
for me. That was
the game room. Somebody yelled at me.
No, that's a real thing because like I had to like Justin holds me to that standard, right? So like I had Justin and even Deanie, right? That I know Deanie's look at this like a really nice guy, bro. That motherfucker be bugging. So like I need that shit. Like I was playing, so we played the other day, right? I was playing with Splash, Follow, Black, JG, and I feel like they're scared to like tell me to when I fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I don't care. Like, bro, I'm a grown ass man. That's a real thing though. I'm glad you brought that up. It's definitely a real fucking thing, bro. Like I gotta have that, bro. Cause like I'm telling you, I will do a bunch of stupid shit if you don't tell me to stop or you don't tell me to do something. So I definitely need that, bro.
That's why me and Adult have such a great relationship, because coming in, and everybody knows he was bad at the game. We won a game where he had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and like 1 or 2 steals. And that whole game was crazy. That's when we played against the Bucks. And I'm like talking to him like, bro, like what are you doing? Like, and he's like, bro, after the game, he's like, I've never had like nobody like really get on my ass like how you get on my ass. And it's just like, that's the type of shit that even star players need, bro. Like, even though you're a superstar, bro, in this 2K shit, like, you have to look at everybody as the same person and get on that ass, bro. I don't want you to come on my team and be like, oh shit, this is Crush. I'm not gonna say
I'm not gonna say a word to him. He just got fucking done 6 times in a row. Let me not say a fucking word to him.
Or I'm
right?
getting boop bop and nobody's telling me or helping me or trying to say anything to me and expecting me to like, just like get on my ass. I want you to tell me that I'm getting fried mid-game. Like,
Nah, I'm
I
glad
need
you.
that. That's
I'm
what I
glad
want.
you brought up Idris though, because I played with Idris in current gen last year. Like I played sharp, bro, and like I was not, I don't play fucking sharp. I was out there just bullshitting and whatever. I was playing with like a pro, and it was like Type was on that team. I think Big Ram, and bro, Idris, me and him had probably the best relationship out of everybody, bro. Like he's like, bro, he's just a real fucking person. Like I know a lot, the narrative bullshit, whatever, but like, bro, he got on the Pistons, and like obviously that team was already good, but like definitely made their defense fucking 10 times better, right? So it's like I don't know. I just feel like it's just little bullshit like that. I don't know. It's just like you have to have it. Like you have to have that little thing where it's like you're not like you said, you're not the superstar always. You gotta have somebody in your ear. And like I said, Hot Shots in the chat too. When I play with Hot, like Hot and Rhea, them two motherfuckers are tweaks, bro. And like that shit is good. Like I love shit like that. Like I feel like
oh my god.
you
When
gotta
I used
have
to
it,
play
bro.
with Rhea, bro, like in the USA shit, like that's why I really like playing the USA trials, because I get to play with people that I usually don't play with. So in the beginning, I'm talking to Rhea, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, why is he not talking in practice, and why is he not, communicating how I want him to communicate? So one day in practice, I'm like, bro, like what, like are you gonna talk? Like, are you gonna say anything? He's just like, bro, like, what do you want me to do? So we had a little thing, me and him on the pick and roll. So when the game starts, he's getting on my ass now, and I'm like, this is what I wanted you to do the whole time. Like, you were just all cool and scrims, but one thing about Rhea, he really locks in when the game starts, and you can tell how bad he wants to win. Like, those are like real competitors. Same thing with Ramo. I used to get on his ass too. He used to be like he used to get on my ass as well. It was just like we just go back and forth, and if you could just do that and just be cool and not have an attitude and take everything personal at the end of the day, then your team is gonna be great. Like,
That's really
simple
all
as
there is
that.
to it, bro. Being a real person is a skill gap. Like I think that's
Rhea,
it's a real thing.
Rhea's probably the most misunderstood, I think, person we have in the league, and I'm kind of a victim of this too. But like from season 2 to season 3, like the random tweets in the middle of games or after losses, whatever. Like I think he can come off as like kind of like a troll on social media, but like what I saw out of him during that whole playoff run for the Jazz
He's
was
a
like
god,
really
right?
something special, man. Like he is not only is he might be the best individual 2K player in the league, just like with what he can do on both ends, but man, he really wants it bad. Like he really wants to win. That dude competes when he needs to, and that whole Jazz team. That's
Performs.
why the Jazz have been so good the past 2 years. They just have a bunch of dudes who want to compete, and also they have compete.
I
So I
mean,
guess that
my
works
point
too.
is too with the Jazz is like they're all real people, right? Like Compete, Shock, a real fucking person. You can sit down and have a beer with them. He's gonna just bullshit with you. Same thing with Lottie. Like Lottie, I've seen him like down in the lobby at the bar, we're just bullshitting before they shit, like whatever. It's like that shit matters, bro. I know we said at the start of this shit, but it's like until people realize that like it's cool to be a real fucking person. It's cool to be like not a fucking weirdo and getting on Twitter and subtweeting your team, and like it's cool to hold each other accountable and not getting butthurt about it. It's like the league's always kind of all the bad teams will still be the bad teams. You know what I'm saying? It's like until people start to realize that shit. So, but yeah, man.
How many trades do you think we're gonna have this offseason before we wrap?
Shit, probably like 8. I think like 6 to 8 maybe.
I would not be surprised. So we can kind of go through like the all 2K League team, like the people that get moved or around off that team. I think at least half, if not over half, of the first and second 2K League teams this year get dealt. I think some of the biggest names in the league are all just going to change teams this year. Because I think teams are tired of losing to y'all, and I think B, we just have so many bad teams that people are going to have to start taking swings. Like the Lakers have to take a swing. They have to like go out and get Reg or something. Like they can't be so shit.
Well, I mean,
four
so
straight
do
years.
you think Reg is that good though?
I do. I do.
Really?
I think yes, I do. I think, but Reg is all emotion. That's the thing with Reg is like even last year, like you go down the stretch with him, like and he just could probably talk about this better than I ever could, but you could just tell that when he's locked in emotionally and mentally, that dude's really good. But the problem is that he had the thing, and it's funny. There was this great article in the Detroit Lions that went 0-16 that came out a couple years ago, and they were talking to, I think it was one of the defensive linemen, and they were like, "When did you know that you were going to be bad?" And he was like, "The first practice." He's like, "The first practice, we all knew that we were going to suck." And I wonder if that happened with the Bucks this year. That Reds just rolled in week 1, they started scrimming, and they were just getting their asses kicked, and he locked out. It's not good. But similar to Jay Money, same concept. I think you put him in the right situation with like people who actually know how to play defense, and that kid might win an MVP.
I agree.
He needs defense though. You put Crush on his team, holy shit.
But listen, it's not even about put Crush on his team. I feel like if you look at his team, you look like a guy like Plondo. You know, no disrespect to him or competitive or even who was that like last year, Ty. Like they don't have a real defensive presence. You get what I'm saying? Somebody who's going to sit down.
They don't really like competitive talks, but like, bro, I feel like communication matters. And like Plondo, I know like his personality is like real reserved, whatever. But like, bro, like you do all this shit in retail where you're just this guy that's you're doing all these dribble moves, doing all this bullshit, and like you get in the league, bro, and you're mad regular, and it's like. Eventually, you gotta have an edge, bro. You gotta stop wanting, to get shit on. Like, I watched you just literally get dogged out, and like, I fuck with Plondo heavy as a person. I think he's a cool dude, but like, Jesus fucking Christ, like,
they have never in their entire organizational history, they have never had a defender who is good at the point of attack. And that's kind of what I mentioned on my recap stream a couple of weeks ago. Like, you can have a lock, and the lock can play a one-on-one ball. There's a difference between being a lock and being the point of the spear. Like being aggressive, attacking, setting the defense. There's a difference. And like, Ty could play a little bit of one-on-one. Like Lottie can play a little bit of one-on-one with you, but those aren't
direct traffic.
Yeah, they're not tip of the spear guys. They're not going to make a huge defensive play with like 3 minutes left to go in the game. Like that's why I love Charger in season 3. The Pistons were awful in season 3. They were terrible. But Charger is like a point of attack defender. The dude one game, Dayfri, you might remember this season 3, where Charger just straight up won the entire game by himself in the fourth quarter.
He shot that fucking fade with the lock in the corner.
It was crazy. Like he was doing all kinds of stuff out there, and you see that consistently from good locks. They will just randomly at certain times just take over games on the defensive end. The Bucks have never had that a single time, and they man, I feel bad for Reg this year. They really did him bad.
I mean, I say that, bro, but like they got all his guys in. They had A-Rooks, they had Lottie. You know what I'm saying? Guys that
I don't know what happened to Rooks this year, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't even want to get into that because I love it. I love Aaron, dude. I think.
Dude, to me, he forgot how to shoot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even on the Sixers, he couldn't shoot. It was weird.
Yeah, I feel like Dre and Drake did not get along. They just weren't friends. So, but hey, this one guy asked us to do top 5 at each position. So if y'all want to do that, I feel like that'd be fun. We can end.
Let's do that. That's fun.
You could pull your shit up, Harris, and I'll just put the display capture on, and we'll just take our shit off, and we'll just talk over basically the list. Because this is always fun stuff. Everybody loves this, right? So.
Let me go to my season 4, my recap sheet here. There we go. All right, I have all the players and all the retentions and stuff, so we can probably make a decent list out of the retentions that I have.
All right, so just let me know when you share your screen, and I'll go ahead and switch it over. Chris, you look so happy, man. Look at you.
Actually had a good day. I had a great day today. I woke up, took my dog outside, went to the gym, got a nice little chicken Caesar salad. And my spirits is up right now, man. My PlayStation 5 just came in the mail today. Shout out to the
So
Kings.
who you playing with?
On PlayStation, I have no idea. I have to make my player today, and then
So follows all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a call.
Follow for Crush? Question mark. I'm trying to go to that UGA. I really don't have a team for UGA yet.
Was it UGA, UPA?
UPA, whatever. Yeah. UPA.
How have you not found a team yet?
It's not that I haven't found a team. It was just like we were supposed to have a team on Xbox, but that didn't pan out how it was supposed to be. So I have options of playing with people. It's just I got to make sure I pick the right one because I'm not trying to lose.
That's fair. All right. We got our positions. I have a small list of the top players in the league on the right. Figure we start with point guard, yeah?
Yeah, it's always a good one.
You want me to go since?
Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, you give us your top 5 point guards since you know them better than anyone.
I'm gonna go with 630 first.
Okay. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit.
Second, I'm gonna go with Splash.
Okay.
Third, I'm gonna go with.
You want to do
JBM.
hold on? Do you want to do a do where we have one list which Crush, one list is mine.
Oh, yeah,
one list
I can do that.
You want to do it like that, or we can just debate? I don't really care.
Let's do this. Actually, don't need that because we already know who's good. Sober.
Are we going based off of this season or just in general?
I mean, it's up to you. It's your list, bro. I feel like obviously we can only go off of you know, what's been this past year, I guess.
Yeah, well, best point guard in our league is always this past year. Recency bias will always reign supreme in our league because some people are good at a certain game, some people suck.
Because consistency is a lot different than like.
Yeah. Next, I'm gonna go with JBM.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with CB13,
Nice.
I like
Okay.
that one.
and then I'm gonna go with my point guard.
Wow.
Okay.
No
Still,
chalk.
I love it.
No chalk. Okay.
No shot. Dave, are you next? I'll go last.
All right. So I don't want to do no bias shit. So my personal opinion, I think 630, obviously.
Oh, sorry. I'm just typing in JBM
he's
for all
just
5 spots. Sorry.
I'll do
let me
630 just for the season he's had. Number 2, I'm gotta go with Jack though. It's gotta be Jack.
Yep.
I would do Splash here, and then I would do. Ooh, that fourth one's tough. I'd probably do. I'll do Chalk.
Yeah.
And then I would do CB13.
That is kind of the same one that I have. I'm just gonna change it slightly. It's funny. I'll take the bias here. I'm gonna put JB.
Yeah, I just don't want to be too biased. Obviously, I think Jack's the best point guard, but for the season that 630 had, it's hard to like ignore it. He just went fucking.
Then
nuts.
I'm putting Chalk over Splash just from this past year. I know what you said before, Dayfri. I cannot get over the pace that they played at, the efficiency that he shot, and also just like, God, they sucked on defense. The fact that they won any games with their defense is astonishing.
No,
Good for them.
They were so bad.
They're
Well,
terrible.
shooting guard's my favorite one because I have a lot different opinions than other people on shooting guards. So.
All right, Crush, you got first.
Kai,
Yep. Okay.
Rigby.
Ooh, the rakes there. Okay.
It's a good one.
Can't think right now.
Vandy is dog shit, Token. Respectfully, he is dog
Beast
shit, my
move.
brother.
Beast move.
Be smooth. Okay.
Yep. Do you have a list? Do you have a list of the shooting guards?
This is kind of the funny part. Yeah, let me pull up my other thing here. Hold on.
Shooting guards.
Here you go. Some shooting guards. Reese, Malik, Bucket, Screddy, Antoine, Strainer, Snubby, Faez, Jen, Chess, Swizerk, Arux, Expose, Simo, Be Rich, Calirac. We're getting down to the bottom of the barrel here.
We could throw Faez on there.
There you go.
I like
Okay.
the Faez pick.
I was gonna put him on there too.
Faez and
Well, Lee's gonna be very upset with you.
Yeah, you gotta get no leaky slides.
Malik. Yeah.
There you go.
He's gonna be very upset with you.
Malik.
Yeah, bro, what's yours?
Obviously Kai. I think that's obvious. He's too damn good at the game. For my number 2 though, I'm gonna put Beast Move.
Yep.
Even though he didn't make playoffs, I still think he's like that. Obviously, Rigby.
This is not in order, right? This is not in order, right? This is just.
Oh, this is my order, honestly.
Oh, this is an order.
Oh, I'm not. Mine's is not in any order. I was just. I was just going.
And then my 4, I'm a little biased, but Reese.
Okay, that's fair.
And then my 5, it's between Faez and Malik, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Faez.
Bias. Okay.
I think I got Leak right there though. Obviously Reese is tough because he had his year was so bad. I still think Reese is a top 5 shooting guard, and it's not close.
That's fair.
I didn't put Reese in the shooting guard category because he didn't.
He played point guard a lot.
Play PG all year. I am somewhat similar to you guys. It's hard because I don't really have like a 5th best guy from this. I guess I'll just go.
I mean, you could also. I forgot about Antoine. Antoine had a hell of a
Actually,
year.
hold on. Let me show a little respect. I'll go Malik and then Faez, just because Malik's done it for 3 years in a row.
So Locke is my favorite.
Locke is. I think this might be a hot take. I think this was the best Locke year we've ever had. It was also the biggest separator year that we had in terms of finding out who's elite and who's not. which was desperately
So
needed.
it was so hard to play defense this year.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with not including myself. I'm gonna go with gradient.
Wow.
Okay.
This is in order?
No, this is not in order. I'm not doing it in order.
Okay.
Gradient, Arc, Trap,
Nice.
Saint, and
The fifth one's tough. Because you're not having
Damn.
yourself on there, so it's a little tough.
Yeah, that's it's ironic because this is kind of the 5.
Go to the lock list again.
We got lots this year. Tactic, Lottie, Shifty, Nate Call, Timely Cook, Wolf, Trap, Got a 2K, Compete, Follow, Randoms. Hazo.
Randoms for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Dayfri is yours.
Justin, obviously, number 1.
Yeah.
I might as well be in order.
Okay.
So random's my number 2.
Okay.
Right here I'd probably put. This is tough. I'm gonna put Trap.
Okay.
And then right here, I might have to sneak in Crush.
Sneak him in. Okay.
And then right here would be. I don't want to keep Saint off, but between him and Sammy, I just put Saint, Sammy. This is like them. They're right there for me. I feel like both of them are real smart. I just feel like.
Yeah, I'll just put Tide. I'll put Slash there for you. That's
yeah,
fine.
that's really tough for me right there at the 5th.
My list has been basically the same since the start of the season. Done. Awkward Crush.
No
Gradient, Trap,
randoms.
Saint.
Really? You don't think randoms is like that?
I do. I really
my
do.
God.
But Saint had a better year.
Really?
That's the thing. Like if you're trying to look at individual seasons, like
Yeah. No, I just know randoms. Like, dude, I don't know. I feel
he's insane. He might be the best ISO defender that we have. But the one thing that Saint brought to the table this year that really impressed me, he shot the hell out of the ball this year.
Nah, he
man.
ran the break really well.
Whew, he looked like Timely from last year.
Yeah, with no fucking. Never mind. I won't say what. That shit terrible though.
All right, power forward.
Power forwards. Obviously no rankings. I'm not doing rankings, but we're gonna go with Dini.
Okay.
Dini. I'm gonna put Beezus there.
Wow, Beezus top 5. Okay.
This top 5. Okay, I like it. The consistency.
Oh man. Go to the power forward list.
You got Crown. You got Bread.
Oh, Crown. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Crown, Bread. I just wasn't thinking off the top of my head. And then let me see the list.
Who we got power forward? We got Youth, Slay, Bread, Lavish, Spartan, DT, Chaos, Beezus, Crown, Miles, Steez, Zay, Czar, Don, Cease, who actually wasn't that bad this year. Fakey, Comp, Saucy, Bully, Idris, Big Perm, Deeds. You're getting into the replacements
All
here.
right, go up a little bit for me.
These are what you would probably classify as like your star, quote unquote, power forwards.
I feel like it's a battle between Lav and Spartan.
We'll put them tied. Here, I'll do Lavish / Spartan. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Dayfri?
All right, so me, I'm a little different. I'm gonna obviously do Dini at number 1. That's my guy. 2, I'm doing Bread.
Yeah.
He just guards everything. Crown at 3. And then I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna do Lavish.
Okay.
And then at 5, I'm doing Chaos.
Chaos. Y'all, you took mine. Damn. That's literally my entire list, except I'm putting Bread at 1 just because. Chaos. Dude, Chaos was great this year.
Dude, he had a
He
crazy
was
good
such
year. Crazy
such
good
a versatile piece for them. All right, and then last but not least, the most important position on the floor. What do you got?
I got Dayfri, Rhea.
Okay.
I actually like Slaughter there.
I like Slaughter.
No,
Okay.
Slaughter went crazy. He had a great year.
No All-Star though. Stunning.
He is an
Oh,
All-Star.
no, he did get an All-Star. Sorry.
Yeah. Who else? I'm trying to think. I might need you to pull that center list up too.
Here, let me go by like the actual like. These are your top end. Actually, man, there's so many top end centers this year. Hot, Walnut, Shots, Hezi, Type, Dayfri, Ramo, Plondo. Well,
Sure.
Shots in there. Yep. Okay.
Sure. And man, number 5. Go back to the list again.
So much pressure.
You could put Walnut / Hot Shot.
Walnut / Hot Shot. Good.
Wow. Okay. That's all right. Bet. I'm gonna go off of what just me.
All right, Dayfri, what you got?
I honestly, I'm keeping myself off of this for obvious reasons.
Okay,
but like
okay,
guys going against that make you work. Number 1 is obviously Rhea. I don't think there's anything there. Number 2, I think I got this is the biggest center is like I got Hezi.
Oh yes, you took him from me. Damn.
And then number 3, I'm gonna put Shots there. Obviously,
Yep.
Crazy year.
Okay.
And then this one's tough, but I'm gonna put Walnut here, just because he makes you work as a center. And then at 5, I'll put Slaughter.
Okay. My list is kind of similar, but a little bit kind of. I would change the order around a little bit. So I got you number 1, Rhea number 2. I go Shots number 3, Walnut number 4, Hezi / Hot Shot number 5.
No Slaughter. Wow.
The hard part with me with Slaughter this year is like, I feel like he gets caught up in the mix a lot with like being on a great team. Like for instance, you
just
take
feel like you gotta kind of appreciate the consistency though, right? Made it to a finals last year, and then this year they won the turn, and like they were the number 2 team in the whole league. Like not the turn, they won the tip off, but like I don't know.
The Hezi and Hotshot being ahead of him, Hezi's just ahead of him just because more projection rather than like a right now thing. And then I just don't think we can ignore the season that Hotshot had. Probably the best season of his
Hot went
career
crazy.
as center.
Hot's gotten a lot better. I just need Hotshot to. Wolf. He would be at number 6 for me, honestly.
I'm putting Slaughter right here just because I want to put him on the list.
The thing with the Hotshot is like I need Hotshot to get up there and start guarding pick and roll again. I need him to actually get back in his bag on defense. Obviously, Hotshot's a great offensive center, whatever. But like, bro, I always talk to him. Always, bro. No funny shit guns. Like, you play defense. That shit matters to me. Like, you play fucking defense. Like,
oh, dude, the gradient chaos Hezi thing. It took them about half the season to like figure out how to play defense with that unit. But once those 3 figured it out, it was over.
I like our list though. I said my shooting guard list obviously a little biased to have Reese on there, but dude, I think Reese is top 5. He gets back to shooting guard and he gets with a good point guard, it's over with, bro.
I just want to see Reese play shooting guard again. That's mostly what it is for me.
Nah, Wolf, you had a great year, bro, but like, dude, a lot of locks had great years too, dude. And like the thing with Jomar too is like I like Jomar, but I feel like he kind of took a step back towards the end of the year. Like he was great at the start, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because 630 took all the shots, but.
I'll put it this way: in terms of individual players for the Pacers this year, I don't like. Obviously, I had Lavish number 4. I think that like if you were to rank defensive units as a team, like the 3, 4, 5 for the Pacers was top 5 this year. Easily.
No, if you're doing front courts, yeah, they have to be.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but like individual talent, like from Lock this year, like man, Saint was probably the best offensive lock in the league this year. Trap was an amazing point of attack defender. And Ocker crushed Gradient. I don't think we're gonna ever see that top 3 broken. All 3 of them are stupid good.
Shit, I like randoms a lot.
I know.
But hey,
I'm stunned that you have Gradient down there under him, man.
Nah, I think Gradient's good. No, I love Gradient. I love Gradient to death. I just feel like on-ball defense and shit like that, like I value a little more. Even though I think Gradient's probably I would rather play with Gradient or Crush over probably everybody else because they rotate. Like, the thing with Justin, why he's so good, is on-ball defense is amazing, and he has IQ to get to a spot wherever he does get beat. So, like, that shit matters to me. Obviously, I could move him up, but I feel like Trap had a great year. Nobody talks about it. He did really good this year, so it's like... And then, obviously, I think Randoms is just amazing, like, when it comes to just on-ball defense.
I'm going to make this easier.
Yo, Moody, I appreciate you, brother.
Never mind. Ignore me.
But,
well, we did it. Top 5 in each position.
Well, fellas, I think we killed it, dude. I appreciate everybody come by, and obviously Crush, Harris, y'all killed it, bro. Y'all killed it, dude.
We
I
sat
feel
at
like
like what 150 live the whole time. Go us.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a start, man. I really appreciate y'all doing this shit short notice, and like I said, I'd like to obviously anytime y'all want to be on this shit, dude. Y'all are always welcome. Y'all are both great. So.
And you know what my free time is now? A lot. So.
But hell yeah, dude. And like I said, Harris, obviously with the 2K Lab stuff, Crush is here now. You can tell him about it when we get off stream. But yeah, dude, I'm excited. But
Should be a good time. A lot of fun stuff coming.
But yeah, let me mute my shit. I'm gonna leave the Discord for a minute so I can talk, and then I'll be right back.
Right.
Oh shit. Well, fellas, I appreciate if I come out of stream. Yeah, no, dude, I feel like we did a good job. I wish I could fucking fix my webcam. Oh, there we go. Nah, we killed it, dude. I think we did good. Like I said, obviously, I'm gonna have a bunch of y'all on here, like Killy Wolf. Y'all, I want y'all on here anytime, bro. I'm gonna do more shit for prospects next time. Obviously, the first one's just kind of like I'm just kind of spitballing. I'm not just gonna have a real script next time, so we're not just bullshitting. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody coming on the stream, dude. Hopefully, we can get it really popping. I'm gonna post all this shit on YouTube. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, and like I said, I'll be back next Tuesday as always.